The following is a presentation of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
It's time for some Friday night OHL hockey, and the countdown is on as the Saginaw Spirit visit the Guelph Storm for the first of this 3-in-3 weekend on the road. Good evening, everybody. Jonathan Dent here in the Storm Master Exteriors studios. So happy to be along with you for this one. Dylan Clark is standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, and we'll head over there soon as the Spirit look to get a little bit of revenge after falling on home ice to the Storm Saturday night. Guelph hopped in the driver's seat pretty quick in that one, with Ryland Singh and Parker Snellgrove putting home their first goals of the new season in the bottom of the first period. Then Ethan Miedema made it 3-0 early in the second. That's when the Spirit offense started to click, though, thanks largely to some 5-on-3 time, which expired just before Igor Barabanov found Nikita Klepov with a sharp pass to the low right circle, and he fired a shot over the glove of the Guelph goaltender to make it 3-1.
5 seconds of the 5-on-3. Here's Levi Harper, back over. Barabanov, near side, Klepov, catch it, release! No trouble there, a power play goal, and the Spirit are on the board.
Halfway through the middle frame, Barabanov nabbed a clearing attempt along the left side and just glided in between the hash marks to score his third of the season unassisted to bring it back within one.
Barabanov can't turn it into an opportunity, but he is going to steal it here, and they're onside. Barabanov into the circle, delays and scores! A beauty from Barabanov. He's going to get him back into this game himself. It's 3-2.
The Storm surged ahead late in the period, though, with Miedema scoring again on the power play and Carter Stevens following it up. Then to start the third, two more Guelph goals made it 7-2, or 6-2, 7-2, yes. Despite being largely held in their own end, Saginaw showed signs of life with about 12 minutes remaining. Xander Valeris hit the line with speed off a short pass from Brody Papoy, drove all the way down the left side for a shot that somehow leaked through Jovanovski.
Near side, Papoy. Pass too far into his skates, so Valeris takes over. Sharp angle try. That one fought out. No, he scores. It rides up Jovanovski. Xander Valeris makes it 7-3.
Things slowed down during some back and forth after that, and the Storm were able to ride out the remaining time to come away with that 7-3 victory, handing Saginaw their first regulation defeat of the young 2025-26 season. Tonight, the Spirit looked to right that wrong and start off this road trip on the right foot. We're still early in the campaign, but we've seen some impressive offense out of this Saginaw squad. Igor Barabanov led the league in points at the end of last weekend's action, and Nikita Klepov currently sits fifth in rookie scoring. Jacob Cloutier and Carson Harmer looked strong in their first couple games back from NHL camps with a goal each, and some big presences joined the lineup with Miroslav Shatan and Nick Sima. These guys should now have their feet under them and be ready for an intense weekend on the road after some heavy practice over the last few days. We'll hear about that and more when we come back as Dylan talks with Spirit head coach Chris Lazary in Coach's Corner. Countdown to Face-Off continues next on 100.5 FM WSGW.
When you choose Garber for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your vehicle doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. With the area's largest selection and lowest prices, Garber Chrysler is Saginaw County's #1 destination for a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram truck. You'll do better with Garber Chrysler Bay Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates, retirement made clear.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Spirit start out a 3-3 weekend with the Guelph Storm here on Friday night, joined by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And coach, through the month of September, you guys get points in 3 out of your first 4 contests. What was the tone in practice this week going into a big weekend?
Well, it wasn't very nice for sure. Like, not the start we envisioned. Yeah, we got points, whatever, but just the way we've lost games or not taking advantage of games, the way we played. Like, I've been in this organization now for, I believe, 10 years, and that was maybe one of the most frustrating, wanted to put my head in my shirt games last game against Guelph. Like, just for a team that was a Memorial Cup champion 2 years ago to play a game like that on home ice is just, it's not what we're about. Obviously, we know that. We're not in panic mode, but there's just no standard. There's no identity to our game. We've challenged coaches, myself down, and players like this week to form that and bring that in here to Guelph. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, and you talk about a game like that and kind of changing the focus of things. Just how important is it to kind of draw that line right now when you're 4 games in instead of 10 or 15 games in and the same problems persisting?
Well, everybody keeps winning but us, so it's important. Like, the Sioux already has a 4-point lead on us. I know we have games in hand. Windsor hasn't lost. Like, we talk about trying to be a championship caliber team and win divisions and all these things, where you can't put yourself in a hole like this out of the gate. Good teams win always, and that's what we preach to our guys. Like, and good teams play their brand of hockey always. And yeah, sometimes you don't get the results, but the game you played, what you're looking for in your team is evident. Right now, I've told our guys, like, obviously in the first 5 weeks since they've come to camp until this point, I've done a terrible job coaching because we don't have an identity. That's should come from the coach and then permeate through your players, and we don't have a standard. And again, that should come from myself and permeate to our staff and our players, and it's not there. So there's a lot of frustration. But I'll tell you one thing, I've watched about 40 different hockey games this week since our last game and to this point, from championships to finals to conference finals to just different things, that looking for little habits and clues that we need to do a better job that will lead us to winning.
And as you're looking at the game tonight, as it unfolds for you, what are the little things you're going to look to see, and what are the markers that you're going to be able to look at and say, okay, we're getting the train back on the tracks right now? Those are the identity things that you are starting to see. How are you going to be able to, determine that early on in this game tonight?
Well, we always say that the last thing I always say to the guys before we play is we want to play fast, we want to play hard, we want to play predictable, we want to be disciplined. And if you do that, to me, you're relentlessly competitive, you're smothering defensively, and you're exhausting offensively. Like, that's kind of everything feeds into that for us, but we've been anything but those things. And you can even look at games like, and we've used it before with the Glavin example, where we take a penalty and we run our mouths, and then we have to kill a 4, and they score in the second part of the 4. And like, that's not the discipline part. And just like the transition game is not what we're accustomed to. And that comes down to players with the puck in the neutral zone wanting to play into the way we're playing, not holding it, stick handling, looking for a better play. Like, we have an identity we're trying to get to. It's all those things combined. Like, it's just not a great start for the expectation of this group, because I believe we have a really good team. And I believe we have really good people, but it hasn't performed to the level it has. And again, that's on me as a coach. Like, I'm not sitting here saying it's players, it's me. It hasn't been good enough. And, so we kind of told our guys this week, like, fresh start, but this is how it's going to be. And if you don't do it, you don't play. And if we don't do it as a group, we just end up skating a lot more than we need to make sure that our points are getting across.
And one of your younger players that's learning to play at this level with this kind of identity, for the first time, Levi Harper, 4 points in his first 4 games. You're throwing him out there in a lot of different situations. What have you seen from him that's given you that confidence to kind of put him out there as much as you have?
He's been good. I think he'd tell you that, right out of the gate, he wants to be a lot better with some of the things that haven't gone his way. But from a style of play to driving, offense and possession, driving a game in a power play. He's a 17-year-old kid put into this league. First year in junior, has done a hell of a job, and he's only going to get better, and he's gotten a lot better in a short time. But he's coachable. He listens. He's a great teammate. He wants to do the right thing, and there's going to be some ups and downs with all of our guys in that area. To me, it just comes down to the ones that are like easy decisions to make. You got to be on the right side. So I think Harps is – he's done a lot for us, and we're going to lean on him a lot. Like, we're going to need him. If our power play is going to be good, it's going to start and end with him, really. He's got to make sure he's pushing the pace on that and a bunch of little things. But he's adjusted his game nicely, and there's so much more growth to go. It's exciting to have him.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lazary. Saginaw starts out the weekend in Guelph tonight. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Well, the calendar is flipped to October, a clean slate for the Saginaw Spirit, and they look to make the most of it here in what is an important early season road trip. It begins tonight at the Sleeman Center here in Guelph, Ontario. The Saginaw Spirit get a quick rematch against the Guelph Storm, the team that beat them 7-3 last weekend. Hi, everybody. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks so much for being with us here for this one. It will be an exciting contest between these two Western Conference teams, and we'll take a look at our starting lineup, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University, your community-engaged university here in the Great Lakes Bay region. We'll start with a Storm team that gave Saginaw fits. They get a big boost back into the lineup. Will McFadden's going to make his season debut. He starts out on the left side with Alex McLean at center. Carter Stevens had 3 points against Saginaw back on Saturday. He starts out on the right wing. And on the back end, the Storm go with Noah Jenkin, the former London Knight, and Rowan Topp. That'll be a player to keep an eye on, as he and Nick Sema dropped the gloves back in Saginaw last weekend as well. And for the Spirit, on the other side, the lines have been thrown in a blender for a little bit. You heard Chris Lazary talk during Coach's Corner about looking for an identity, looking to really create a spark for his team and get them going. Saginaw 1-1-1-1 to start this 2025-26 season. So Chris Lazary tonight goes with Sebastian Gervais, the overager, on the left side. The rookie, Ryan Hanrahan at center. Brody Popoy, the free agent signing, on the right side. Xander Valeris and Levi Harper on the back end. We'll get into the goaltending matchup a little bit closer to puck drop, but your starting lineups for Saginaw and Guelph, Part 2, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. Before we drop the puck, let's get you back to Jonathan. A look around a very busy Ontario Hockey League here on this Friday night.
Thank you very much, Dylan. Yes, indeed. Plenty of action to talk about here in the OHL on a Friday night. Out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. No scores to report yet, but we'll be tracking these games coming up this evening. The Sioux Greyhounds visiting the Brampton Steelheads. The Brantford Bulldogs host the Peterborough Petes. In Kitchener, the Owen Sound Attack take on the Rangers. The London Knights hosting the Flint Firebirds. Oshawa Generals visiting the Kingston Frontenacs. In Sarnia, the Niagara Ice Dogs visit the Sting. And the North Bay Battalion go to Sudbury to visit the Wolves. We'll keep you up to date on all of those as the evening moves along. Puck drop between the Saginaw Spirit and the Guelph Storm coming up after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You'll do better at Garber.
When you choose Garber Chevy in Saginaw for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your new Chevy doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Get a better payment today on a new Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse at Garber Chevrolet, Gratiot Road in Saginaw. Online at GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
So we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Spirit Hockey.
Marmer holds it out wide. Centers. Blue Jays score!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores.
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Storm Master Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
It's not so often that you get a chance in the Ontario Hockey League at immediate redemption. That's what the Spirit have here on this Friday night. They begin a 3 games in 3 days road trip. Guelph tonight, Owen Sound tomorrow, Oshawa on Sunday. But the Saginaw Spirit want to start off on the right foot against the Guelph Storm team that beat them 7-3 back on Saturday at the Dow Event Center. We'll take a look at your starting goaltenders for tonight's game. Brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Down to our left, in the white uniforms with the crimson and black trim, the goaltender, Zach Jovanovski, got the win against the Spirit, stopping 28 out of 31 last Saturday. He is 1-1 on the season. Just the 23rd career start for the 7th-round pick of the Guelph Storm back in 2023. Zach Jovanovski. And to our right, Stepan Shurigan gets the nod again. 17 of 21 against the Niagara Ice Dogs in a shootout loss back on September the 26th. He is 1-0-1 in his young OHL career, looking for a fresh start tonight. Your officials, brought to you by WNEM TV5. David Alford and Alex Jobert are the referees. Dustin McCrank and Owen Bennett will work the lines. Alex McLean against the rookie, Ryan Hanrahan, 8 in white against 88 in red, white, and blue. Our Delta College opening face-off. Hanrahan flanked by Papoy and Gervais. Stevens and Will McFadden will flank the Guelph center, Alex McLean. The puck's down, and we're underway here for some Friday night hockey as Xander Valeris throws things back into the Guelph end. Jenkin, the first defenseman to it for the Storm. Sebastian Gervais plays things back further down the wall, where Jenkin wraps around to the near side, and the first hit of the game is Xander Valeris on Stevens. That'll be a regroup back in the Spirit end as Levi Harper tries to spin away from the forechecking Alex McLean. Ryan Hanrahan, 3 assists in his first 4 OHL contests. Throws this puck back in deep behind the net of Zach Jovanovski. The Guelph Storm quickly put it back out at center. Glavin left there, Papoy for Sebastian Gervais. Taken in heavily into the boards there by Rowan Top. McLean has Brody Papoy on it. 45 seconds gone here. No score in the first period. As Papoy and McLean will link up again at center. Guelph's Rowan Top, the defenseman, jams things back in on Stepan Shurian, and a little bit of trouble as he tried to handle that puck on the backhand of his goal stick. Tapped it off his pads. And this one will be cleared back out to center by the Spirit. Grant Spada gloving it down now for the Storm. Nikita Klepov spinning into the offensive zone. One of Saginaw's standout performers in the first 4 games of this season. Barabanov going to slide it back over to Klepov. Little head fake a shot. He just rang it off the crossbar. First shooting opportunity of the hockey game for Saginaw. Catches iron. Storm go back the other way as now it's Parker Snellgrove. 1.5 minutes into the contest. Now Miedema tries to carve one towards the net. Good stick save by the Spirit netminder Shurigan. This will be Nick Sema on the Saginaw counterattack. 245th OHL game tonight for the overager Nick Sema out of Mississauga. They dump things back in, and the Storm see this one played by the knees, from the knees, Parker Snellgrove. Back in front of the 2 benches. This one dropped back to Quinn Beauchesne. A couple of players stumbling over the same section of ice in the far side faceoff circle of the Guelph zone. No score here. 2 minutes gone in the first period. As Carson Harmer comes over, and he can't knock that puck off the stick of Ilya Shabinski. Now it'll be Serlin into the left wing circle. That shot high and wide past the blocker of Stepan Shurigan. It rides its way all the way around the curvature of the wall and ends up back in Guelph territory. Quinn Beauchene, 5th rounder by the Pittsburgh Penguins this summer, will skate things out. The right shot defenseman with an A on his chest up to Leo Serlin down the right side. He's in with speed into the Spirit end. Serlin delays and shoots. That one is off the body of the goaltender. Nobody knows exactly where it is. It's on the backside of the net. Finally, it's located by a Spirit defenseman, Hayden Barch, and lofted back out of danger by Carson Harmer. Jacob Cloutier chases it down, but Frassard, the Guelph defenseman, is there first, and he moves things back into the Saginaw zone. Braden Jones on it, takes a hit from Shabinski. A little less than 3 minutes gone here in a scoreless first period between the Spirit and the Guelph Storm. Carson Harmer dumps things back in once he gains the red line. It'll be brought back out here by the Guelph defenseman Rowan Top. A collision at the blue line as that puck goes back in with speed. McKenzie was run over by Saginaw's Barnes. And the puck knocked down in the middle of the ice by Noah Jenkins. Stolen by Miroslav Shatan. A shot goes off a skate on its way towards the net. Rowan Top blocked that Shatan shot. Guelph pushes things back out into the Spirit end. 3 bounces and an icing. And Xander Valeris is back to bring up that whistle and that face-off. 16:47 left in this first period. No score. We get our first look at Miroslav Shatan here in this hockey game. Saginaw going with 11 forwards, 7 defensemen. Only change from their lineup last weekend. Brody Najum comes out. He's a healthy scratch tonight. And Blake Barnes draws in as that 7th defenseman. And the vacant forward slot, as we're going to have to redrop this puck in the offensive zone for the Saginaw Spirit. The vacant forward spot has typically been left at center, at least the way the lineup card was filled out tonight. The vacant forward spot is on the left side of the 4th line. Shatan at center, Liam Stortz on the right wing. Now, again, these will be shifted, and coaches typically like to keep pairs of players together, as we see right now with Jacob Cloutier on the left wing with Igor Barabanov and Nikita Klepov. Those two have been staple gunned together for the entire season so far. The Storm can't get it out. After Belahorski blew a tire, now Barabanov trying to take advantage in the corner. Taken into the wall by Jenkins. Jacob Cloutier throwing this one up to the left point. Saginaw's James Go can't get things down onto a friendly stick. So the Storm move it back up to center ice, and James Go has to make a quick pass. That's blocked by McKenzie. Tapped by the goaltender, Stepan Shurigan. And now it's Klepov to carry in through center. Will not drop that puck off at the blue line. Firing it back in. Zach Jovanovski's out to play him. Josh Glavin trying to throw a check into Hunter McKenzie. Stevens and James Go battle as it goes back into the Spirit. And 4 minutes gone here. No score in the first period. McFadden comes on to help Stevens in the Guelph offensive zone. A quick shot through the goal crease out the other side. Never turned its way towards the net. Ryland Singh a point shot. That goes off Jacob Cloutier. That's going to sting him. He's going to try to make his way back to the Spirit bench. Ryland Singh trying to bring it back in. He stood up by Saginaw's Glavin. Now McFadden floats that one towards the front of the net. Never got to the goal. Back up at the point. Spada for Singh. Top pair is out here for the Storm, and a long shot from Singh goes wide. Back in behind the Spirit net. Will McFadden and Stevens go to work against James Go. And the Spirit defenseman walks out of the corner with the puck and finds Brody Popoy up through center. Nice move to try and turn past Spada. His long shot from 50 feet goes wide. McLean hit by Popoy. Spada's on this puck back behind the Guelph net, angled back up the far side boards, and it drifts its way back into the Spirit end. No icing as Xander Valeris settles down the rolling puck. 5 minutes gone here. No score in the first period. We've had really just one whistle. As this will be caught up to by Popoy. Back in the offensive zone. Rimmed it around. Ryan Hanrahan tried to keep things alive. Sebastian Gervais turns things up the right point now. The Bart shot goes off the stick of Miedema. Chased down by Hanrahan in the offensive corner. Back up to the point. Barch for Xander Valeris. D-to-D shot, and that one blocked aside by Zach Jovanovski. Saginaw's first shot of the hockey game. This one pops out in front. Hanrahan, a point-blank stop there from Jovanovski. 3-on-2 back for the Storm. Paquette, the captain, down the right side. Trying to hang it in front. Good stick check there by Popoy, and a great save by Shurigan on Miedema from 10 feet. Brilliant opportunities at both ends of the ice as Quinn Beauchene's on this regroup here. Paquette down the right side, pushed in front looking for Miedema, and that was tied up by Levi Harper. And the young Spirit defenseman tries to turn this one back up through center. It was rejected by Leo Serlin. Braden Jones off the boards for Carson Harmer. 6 minutes gone here in the first period. No score thanks to Zach Jovanovski and Stepan Shurigan. Back up the near sidewall. Leo Serlin keeps it in front of Braden Jones. Hoponenko throws a cross-ice pass that's onto the stick of Ilya Shabinski. Closed off at the Saginaw blue line by Levi Harper, though the Storm do fire this puck back in behind Stepan Shurigan. Hoponenko on the backhand around for Leo Serlin. Carson Harmer in hot pursuit in behind his goaltender. Jenkins for top at the top of the zone. A long rising shot goes wide. Hoponenko away from Graydon Jones. Carson Harmer back down to give support again. The puck popping up in the air. Carson Harmer waiting for Levi Harper there. As now Leo Serlin's on things in the corner, back in behind the Spirit net. Serlin centering, feed the shot off the body and the goaltender, and sprawling, a save is made by Shurigan. Pops back out in front again. Shurigan made the stop from point blank on Shabinski. And the Spirit somehow clear. What a sequence of saves in the Saginaw blue paint. Jacko Wysick tries to get things back into the offensive zone for the Storm. Sebastian Gervais in with Miroslav Shatan. 7 minutes gone here in the first period. No score. As Liam Storch dropping it back now to James Goen. Across. Josh Glavin. Point shot tipped and a save made. Rebound turned out as well as the goaltender Jovanovski robs Liam Storch. The Storm can't clear. This is Sebastian Gervais just inside the blue line. Josh Glavin, another shot goes wide off the wall. Turned to the net by Go. Save made by Jovanovski. The rebound by Shatan. That one's kept out as well. And Shatan gets dumped by Spada. And we have a puck out of play that was deflected. And so it will not be ruled a delay of game penalty. Fantastic sequences of goaltending. 6 saves for Stepan Shurigan, 3 for Jovanovski. No score. We're back after this from the Sleeman Center here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
This is Josh Glavin, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Well, Josh Glavin helped to spur a flurry of grade A opportunities in the offensive zone for the Saginaw Spirit prior to that last break. D-to-D pass from his partner, James Go. Ends up as a couple of chances in front, but the goaltenders have been the story of this game so far. 3 saves for Stepan Shurigan, 6 for Zach Jovanovski, the Guelph goaltender. I did have that flipped prior to the break. So Jovanovski, the busier of the 2 goaltenders. And this face-off is going to come to his right here. And his defensive forward, Parker Snellgrove, will win the draw for Miedema, though he knocked skates with Nick Seema. The Spirit come away with the puck. Seema into the slot, surrounded by white sweaters, and they do get it out to center. Graydon Jones trying to float it back in. Ryland Singh against Seema, puts a heavy check into the Spirit overager. Klepov is on it here out of the corner. In the offensive zone, slips that one on through for Barabanov. OHL's leading scorer until recently. Floats one to the net. That hits Seema in the midsection. Puck is loose, and Klepov comes away with it. Klepov for Seema in between the dots. Little half slapper there. Does not end up on the net. And this one picked up by Serlin. Parker Snellgrove will throw it back out. As this is picked up here by Nick Seema and thrown back down the right side. Seema's got it again from the goal line. Spada's on him. Barabanov. No dice there as this one picked up again by Miedema. Turned back in. Graydon Jones. Back in behind the Saginaw net. 11:38 to go. This is James Go out of the defensive zone. Up from center red. Liam Storch taken into the boards. Chasing it down now is Miroslav Shatan. Shatan back up high. Throws a cross-ice pass. Xander Valeris. That one fired off the far boards. Too far for Liam Storch on the bouncer. Will McFadden up the left side. Tripped up is Stevens. Play going to continue here. McFadden trying to put it back in front on a cross-ice pass. This one goes off the corner boards and out the other direction. Liam Storch down the left wing. Tries to go wide on Beauchene. Storch carries him to the net. That shot deflected up into the glass and comes to rest on the far side. McFadden there for Stevens. Back up through center. Stevens leading the counterattack for the Storm. This one on and off the skates of Xander Valeris. And back up, he floats that one into the Storm zone. Ilya Shabinski dropped off for Rowan Top back in behind the net. 10:45 to go in this opening period. No score. Shots are 7-3 in favor of the Spirit. Shots on goal brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. As this is Shabinski down the right side for the Storm. Long pad save with the rebound kicked out as well by Saginaw's Stepan Shurigan. And now a delayed penalty coming. As the Spirit flip this up, it'll be gloved down by Jenkin. And a tripping call will send Leo Serlin to the penalty box. 10:26 here in the first period. First IBEW Local 557 power play here for Saginaw. A couple of big-time saves for Stepan Shurigan, and very important for Shurigan to get into this game. Again, after some difficulty, he was pulled 2 games ago, or 2 of his games ago. The shootout loss to Niagara, where all 4 Ice Dog shooters found the back of the net in the skills competition. Looked strong early on, and he's seen to it that his team gets a man advantage here with some strong stops. Levi Harper takes a quick shot to start the Spirit power play. This one up the right side. It'll be Serlin again in the box for tripping. Igor Barabanov. Now it's Levi Harper, center point. Barabanov again, left wing circle. Back in front for Jacob Kluche. Barabanov takes a shot off a body. Rebound, chance, kicked out. Oh, a beautiful save by Jovanovski with the left skate. Down to the paddle of the Saginaw goaltender, Shurigan. Levi Harper celebrating his birthday today. This one knocked back up and over the blue line. Barabanov down the right side, poked away by Spada. Off a couple of sticks. Carson Harmer keeps it alive. The Storm bench hollering that they thought that puck came out over the line. Jacob Kluche keeps it in through the logjam of bodies on the far side boards, and finally it'll be knocked aside by Grant Spada. Shurigan out to play it. Halfway through Saginaw's first IBEW Local 557 power play. Serlin in the box for tripping. Noah Jenkins comes over to close off Jacob Kluche. Nikita Klepov and Barabanov knocked into one another by a couple of Storm penalty killers. This one can't be spun off the wall by Paquette, so it's up for Levi Harper, who's going to walk over to the near side of the blue line. Barabanov, 40 on the power play. Harper over to Klepov. One-time shot and a pad save there, but Klepov gets it back. Throws it back over. He wanted Barabanov cut off by Jenkins. Barabanov does well to keep that puck alive, though it does get poked back out. And so it's Levi Harper on it from center. 27 to go on the Spirit power play. Harper carries it in. Barabanov near side. Trying to go back through for Harper. That was deflected. And now here's Sebastian Gervais on the far side boards. Gervais. Cross-ice pass taken by Papoy. Steps to the middle. Brody Papoy's shot goes wide. It fooled the goaltender, but goes past his glove hand. And James Gull left the puck behind as he tried to make it step towards the middle of the ice. His pass gets deflected up a stick. This one rams back in behind the Guelph net. They're out of the box. Serlin, a home run pass now. He's in against Shurigan. A shot and a great blocker save by the Spirit goaltender. All perfectly timed. The pass to Serlin out of the box. And Shurigan says no. The Storm are still in the offensive end, though. They put it right back onto the tape of Graydon Jones. Throws it right back out, but Ryland Singh starts out again here for the Storm. Down the left side, the pass to the middle. Off the stick of Ilya Shabinski, comes on to the near side. Sebastian Gervais floats it back out to center for Saginaw. Leo Serlin, D-to-D pass for Spada. Taken into the boards on a hit from Trevor Thoyer. Spada's on top of the puck in front of the Spirit bench. They win it back, but it's stolen. Here's Wysick. Gets through from James Go, but the Spirit defenseman pokes it away at the last second. Off the stick of the second overall pick, Wysick. Now this is Miroslav Shatan. Burst of speed into the offensive zone. Shades away in the left wing circle, curls around, throws a cross-ice pass on the tape there. That one deflected in front by Liam Storch. Goes out the other side as Shatan continues to work from the corner. Ryan Hanrahan now for the Spirit. Storch comes on. Hanrahan up to the left point. Josh Glavin down to the corner. Storch for Hanrahan. Can't get a shot away. McFadden backhands it away. Stolen again, though, by Ryan Hanrahan. Gets some help from Miroslav Shatan. Hanrahan again. Now Glavin. Point shot blocked by Singh. And the Storm will clear off the body of Hanrahan at center. Will McFadden can't get things deep. So Glavin finds Storch. This one dumped back in behind Jovanovski's net. Quinn Beauchesne to pick things up in behind the Storm goal. 6:44 to go in the first period. No score. Stepan Shurigan's out of his net to play this puck up the near side glass. It'll settle down here for Nick Sema. Up the left side with a lot of speed. Sema drops it off. Barabanov into the circle. That shot is off a stick and into the netting. 6:29 here in this first period. Full speed either way. And for a Spirit team that's looking to reestablish its identity here, they are hard on the speed game here to start this contest. Lots of stops from both goaltenders as well. No score, but a lot of entertainment here. A lot of events here in this first period. Seema's back on the left side with Barabanov and Klepov. We do not typically see Nick Seema on his off wing. A right shot on the left side. We'll see how it goes for him here on this shift as Klepov's going to take a shot from the point. That goes off the body of Hoponenko. Back out at center. Klepov trying to turn that one around. Simon Belahorski couldn't intercept for the Storm. Now Barabanov is a bit handcuffed in his own end. Brassard trying to push it back in. Barabanov there for the Spirit. This is Graydon Jones at his own blue line. 3 assists for Graydon Jones last time Saginaw was in Guelph. A high-scoring affair back on February the 8th. Big-time collision as Nick Seema tries to run that puck off the stick of Alex McLean. Belahorski's in and just turns things back around behind Stepan Shurigan's net. Graydon Jones up to Levi Harper. Inside 6 to go here in the first period. No score. Harper for Seema. Just wheeled back in behind the Guelph net. Jenkin turns this one there for Rowan Top. Off the far side wall, this one gets out past everybody. Josh Glavin, a little miscommunication between he and Barnes and a sliding block there from Glavin out of the corner. Parker Snellgrove turned it back in deep. Meadema the first man to it. Saginaw a little confused back in its own end. Meadema back in behind. Levi Harper comes over, locks up with Snellgrove. Carson Harmer up off the far boards, just gets the puck out of a dangerous area. Rowan Top. This one turned up to Meadema. Drop pass for Paquette, run into by Trevor Thoyer, so no more puck for the Guelph captain. James Go, back in his own end, jams this off the near side boards and down for an icing. Nearly a disaster back in the Spirit end, but a sliding stick by the defenseman Josh Glavin has kept us scoreless here. Inside 5 minutes left in the first period, 0-0 between the Spirit and the Guelph Storm. We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Back inside the Sleeman Center where the goaltenders are stealing the show right now. Zachary Jovanovski and Stepan Shurigan at their acrobatic best. 4:56 left in the first period. Saginaw's top line got a couple of really good shifts in the offensive end. The Storm have had some opportunities generated off the rush. They're going to throw out the Will McFadden, Connor Stevens, and Alex McLean line. Against that of Carson Harmer, Jacob Kluche, and Trevor Thoyer, who's got the puck up now from center. Cross-ice pass, bounces into the care of Kluche. Turns around just inside the offensive zone, lost his footing. Harmer there to follow up, kept it in possession. Kluche now throws it in front, looking for Thoyer. He had the goaltender beaten, but it ramped up and off his stick. Now Thoyer gets a rough ride in the corner, and he's drawn a penalty. And Grant Spada has picked up a roughing call for the extra hit on Thoyer in the corner. Spada's going to sit on the roughing call. Came over, and it was a clean check on Saginaw's Trevor Thoyer, but followed up and got just a little bit of a knee and an extra lean into the head of Thoyer while he was down in the corner. That was one that maybe could have gone either way. The Spirit will take it in the way that it went, though. Second IBEW Local 557 power play of the game. Saginaw just 18% coming into tonight's contest. The Storm clear the zone. Levi Harper back after the drop-off from his goaltender Shurigan. He's got Leo Serlin all over him. His puck in center now. Jacob Kluche throws a cross-ice pass to Carson Harmer. Just inside the blue line. That one poked away here by Paquette. Racing out of his net to play to Shurigan. In some danger, but he gets it out past two Storm penalty killers, forechecking, and that'll spur Barabanov into the zone. Just inside the line. Barabanov's pass into the air. Levi Harper settles it down at the top of the zone. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Harper's shot tipped in front by Harmer, and a good save is made there by Jovanovski. 3:59 to go in the first. 1:22 left on the penalty to Grant Spada. And Shurigan came rolling out of his net to make that play. Two Guelph forecheckers were on the strong side of the ice where the puck was. Didn't look like Shurigan was going to be able to get it out past them, but he did. And the Spirit get an offensive chance out of it. Puck pops over the head of Graydon Jones after an offensive zone faceoff. And on the blue line, they'll battle back and forth, but it's finally pulled out by Brody Popoy as the second power play unit is on here. Tries to get past McKenzie. The Storm fire it back in deep. Stepan Shurigan will lay it down in the corner for Graydon Jones. Jones, the drop pass in his own end. Ryan Hanrahan. 3 assists in his first 4 OHL contests. Ryan Hanrahan down to the goal line. Couple of head fakes. Thought he might want the wraparound. Now it's up for Gervais. Center point Jones. Near side Trevor Thoyer. Down to the goal line. Brody Popoy. Walking out. Thought better of that shot. Ryan Hanrahan with his back against the boards. Creeps up into the circle. Now it's up high for Jones. A point shot. That off a body wide. Comes back in front. Looked like Popoy might have had a chance to tuck that home. He's going to turn that one around. And off a skate, it'll be corralled and cleared by Will McFadden. Stepan Shurigan out to play it. 23 on the Spirit power play. They're second of the game. No score here. Inside 3 minutes left in the first period. James Go out from between his own hash marks. Shifting this one on for Thoyer. Trying to go back across the grain. McKenzie is there and the Storm clear. Bouncing puck. Paddled there by Shurigan. Penalty time expires. The Storm have killed off their second. Back out at center. This will flip up into the crowd and out of play. 2:33 left here in this first period. Start of a 3-3 weekend for Saginaw. Owen Sound tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Who to this moment are undefeated, the Owen Sound attack. They're in action against Kitchener tonight. The Guelph Storm have a 4:07 meeting with the London Knights. Their friends from up Highway 7. Tomorrow afternoon. O'Shane's going to fumble this one off the faceoff, and Liam Storch streaking in. Just flipped that one wide of the goaltender Jovanovski. A strange development there as this one's turned back onto the skates of Beauchene. Belahorski leading the Guelph counterattack now. Ilya Shabinski, turnaround pass. That's off the body of Nick Sema. He's going to get right in the grill of Eric Froussard, and he'll turn that over to Beauchene. Ramped in by Shabinski. Jaakko Wysick stations the shoulder check there against Josh Glavin. Shabinski trying to pull this one off the boards. This is back in behind. Wysick back up top of the circle. Great save with the left pad by Shurigan on that one-time shot from Eric Froussard. Sema up at center. Locked shoulders with Froussard. Ryland Singh is on this back in the Guelph zone. Forechecking Miroslav Shatan. Can't get the puck away from him. Liam Storch falling and trying to keep it in the offensive zone. 3 against 3. The puck is underneath Storch somewhere along the near sideboards. And finally it's moved back out by Belahorski. Ryland Singh to Froussard, and the Storm are back out to center. Belahorski down the wing. Shouldered there by Liam Storch as the Storm are into the offensive zone. This one knocked aside by Valeris, following on McLean. It's taken away by Nikita Klepov, and leading the charge, Xander Valeris into a 2-on-1 with Barabanov down the right side. Cuts to the middle. Barabanov shoots at a great save. Rebound chance off the post. Third opportunity is blocked by the defenseman. Blocked out of midair by Spada on what looked to be a clear goal for Barabanov. Now it's flipped back into the Spirit end. Hoponenko, the first man there against Hayden Barnes. Final 60 seconds of the first period. 2 against 2 back in behind the Spirit net. Ryan Hanrahan trying to upset the numbers there and be the third man for Saginaw, but the puck not moving. McLean and Hoponenko for the Storm. Finally, it's knocked out by Barch and Klepov up the far boards. He and Barabanov will give it one more go here in the first period. Ramped up off a stick. Klepov is offside. 33.7 left in this first period. What a phenomenal sequence of events. The Spirit with some soft puck touches to get a scoring opportunity right in front of the goal. Zach Jovanovski putting on a clinic right now in the first period. And then coming over to make a great save was the defenseman, Grant Spada. 7th rounder by the Tampa Bay Lightning this summer. Makes a pretty darn good stop, bailing out his goaltender on what would have been the 4th goal of the season for Igor Barabanov. Face-off won by the Storm. It comes back in behind their net. Jankin up for top. Ramped in off the glass in behind Stepan Shurigan. Quick turning opportunity right in front of the Spirit goal. Was blocked, and they'll have a 3-on-1 developing with 8 seconds as Harmer's in, and that one is saved by Jovanovski. Lucier and Levi Harper hopped up on the rush with Carson Harmer. And a fantastic chance with 5.9. Tried to shoot low, maybe looking for the hip of the goaltender or a pad. But Jovanovski's able to make the save, and just as the case was last weekend in Saginaw, no rebound to speak of for the Guelph netminder out of Tecumseh, Ontario. 5.9 left. The faceoff's going to come to his blocker side. Barabanov, Klepov, and Sema back out. Graydon Jones and Levi Harper as the Spirit look to try to sneak in a late one. They've managed 14 shots in this first period. Faceoff tied up. Barabanov there by McLean. And Beauchesne uses the shelter of his own net. That's the end of the first period. Boy, no shortage of action, though. Shots after 20 minutes brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. 14-8 in favor of the Saginaw Spirit. The goaltenders have been busy. They've not just made a high number of saves, they made some high-caliber saves as well. Scoreless, but not for a lack of trying. We'll send you to a break. Jonathan waiting for you back in the studio. Our intermission report is coming up after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you choose Garber Chevy Linwood for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. Together, we're able to make a difference. And your new Chevy doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Lease your Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse for less in Linwood. Get a better overall experience at Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13 north of Bay City. Online, GarberLinwood.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, you can lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Wash away your cares on calm waters. Dip your paddles, set sail, or wander a while on scenic trails. Savor authentic local flavors, crafted by passionate chefs and made possible by the hands of our hardworking farmers. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at GoGreat.com.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The saves come in great quantity and quality through the first period as we exit 20 minutes in a scoreless tie. Let's take a look back at that first frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It started off with some quick back and forth in the first few minutes. Guelph got the better of the shots, but really low shooting, at least at first, but then things kicked off all at once. The Spirit get their first good look a few minutes in as Hanrahan hits iron from point blank. Then a rush the other way is shut down by Shurigan.
Yeah, this one pops out in front. Hanrahan, a point blank stop there from Jovanovski. 3-on-2 back for the Storm. Paquette, the captain, down the right side. Try to hang it in front. Good stick check there by Popoy, and a great save by Shurigan on Miedema from 10 feet.
The speed keeps up, and Shurigan comes up big again. Two more great stops. After losing his stick, he punches one out of harm's way, then immediately after kicks out with the right pad to keep it scoreless.
Serlin centering, feed the shot off the body and the goaltender, and sprawling, a save is made by Shurigan. Pops back out in front again. Shurigan made the stop from point blank on Shabinski.
9 minutes, 34 seconds in, tripping on Leo Serlin gives the Spirit the first power play of the evening. Saginaw gets some good looks early on with some close shots, but they're kept out by Jovanovski. Guelph kills it off and immediately sends Serlin in on Shurigan, and he shuts it down with the stick.
They're out of the box. Serlin, a home run pass now. He's in against Shurigan. A shot and a great block was saved by the Spirit goaltender. All perfectly timed. The pass to Serlin out of the box. And Shurigan says no.
Spirit goaltender very sharp through the first 20 minutes here. 15 minutes, 23 seconds in. Grant Spada sits for roughing, putting Saginaw up a man again. They get some good looks, but no dice as the Storm sees off that 2 minutes. Late in the period, Igor Barabanov and Xander Valeris nearly capitalize on an odd man rush, but Guelph holds on thanks to a block by Spada as well.
Leading the charge, Xander Valeris into a 2-on-1 with Barabanov down the right side. Cuts to the middle. Barabanov shoots and a great save. Rebound chance off the post. Third opportunity is blocked by the defenseman.
A scoreless tie through 20 minutes. No scoring to report. Shots on goal favored the Saginaw Spirit 14-8. And like I said, we've got no scoring to report thanks to some fantastic goaltending. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan joins me. We'll break down that first period for you a little bit more right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here in the studio as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, one of the first things I wrote down as I was checking out this first period was, man, Shurigan's gear looks really nice, and he's making it look even better with how he's using it.
Hey, you look good, you feel good, you play good. That's what they say. And you know what? He looks fantastic, and he's playing fantastic as well. And that's big for everybody because, like we had said, I don't think it's been a perfect start or an ideal start for Stepan Shurigan here to start his OHL career. And the expectations were high because he was one of the better goaltenders in the MHL, the Russian Junior League, last season with MHK Molet Perm. Played a lot, played really well in those games, but a little bit of a rocky start. Got pulled in his second game, 1-0-1. Goals against averages up against 4 right now. Save percentage at .840. And those are numbers that I think everybody would like to see change. But you can see the pieces are there. The skill is there. The size, the movement, the technicality is there. He just hadn't been able to put it all together. But, you know, from that first period, you get a couple of saves under your belt early on. Now, there was a little bit of a scary incident where he wanted to play the puck and nearly it was his first touch of the game. He kind of almost deflected it into his own pads for a second, but you got that little hiccup out of the way. He made some really strong, dangerous scoring opportunities kind of disappear for the Saginaw Spirit. That's good for his confidence. That's good for the confidence of the guys in front of him. They need to go put one in the back of the net for the goaltender now.
He follows the play really well. That's something that I've enjoyed watching about him. He knows where the puck is at all times. He knows where the bodies are, and he's able to respond accordingly. On the other side of things, Saginaw's offense, it took a couple minutes for things to start clicking, but once they did, the shots started flying towards the net. I'm kind of wondering, what's your take? We mentioned the different looking lines here for Chris Lazary in this one, especially we're talking the Sima, Barabanov, and Klepov line. Seems to be doing pretty well here, but it's mostly the Barabanov and Klepov pair that we've seen do so well so far this season.
Yeah, and, they have kind of the same effect as what we saw a lot out of Michael Misa and Zane Perek last year, and Dean Jokin while he was in the lineup tonight, or while he's been in the lineup this season. Again, this is Saginaw's third game now without Dean Jokin, but they find themselves in scoring opportunities. They make it look easy getting there, getting the puck into the middle of the ice and into those high danger scoring opportunities. They make it look a lot simpler than it actually is. And that's something that, I think that goes a long way, because you can depend on those guys for consistent scoring chances. But on the flip side of it, you'd like to see the Spirit get a few more guys into those high-danger scoring areas. We saw a little bit of it from the Carson Harmer unit with Jacob Kluche, and I know Kluche was up on that top line with Barabanov and Klepov for a little bit. But you want to see those guys kind of get into the dangerous areas, inside the house, inside the face-off dots, to try to get a couple of shots off. The ones that they've gotten, again, with the exception of what 14 and 98 have been able to do, they've been a little bit more perimeter chances. Now, they've been through traffic and they've got some good tips on them, but you want to be able to see more opportunities come from inside the high danger scoring area.
Absolutely. As we move into the second period here, something I've noticed from both of these teams, they're pretty good at forcing their opponents into uncomfortable situations, whether that's on the forecheck or the back check, and capitalizing on those opportunities. What do we expect to see moving into the second here as both sides look to get on the board?
I think you might see a little bit more chances being taken. But no, I agree with you, and I would go on to say, this game will probably be won and lost along the boards. More so than I think any other game to this point in the season. Just, it seems like anytime somebody's able to come off the wall with the puck, whether it's from behind the net, whether it's from out of the corners, or even up in the neutral zone, it's able to spur an offensive scoring chance immediately after. As soon as that puck comes off the wall, and maybe it's, these teams aren't as strong defensively as they have been in recent years. As soon as that puck comes off the wall, everybody's looking to the middle, and it turns into a pretty good scoring opportunity. So, this is going to be a game where you look to your guys like Sebastian Gervais, Brody Popoy, Nick Sima, who have that knack for fishing pucks off the wall. These are the guys that can win you this hockey game. So that's what the Spirit need to keep doing. I've loved their battle in that first period. They looked like a hungry hockey team. Again, what Chris Lazary said is they had no identity through the first 4 games of the season. That has to change. They recognize that it has to change. And I think the Spirit put in 20 really solid minutes of a step in the right direction as far as forming that identity of a fast hockey team that's hard to play against. They'd like to turn that into 40 here in this middle break.
And they'll look to do that as we start off the second scoreless. Dylan, thank you for your time. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, a look around the OHL, some close matchups all around the Ontario Hockey League. That's next on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you choose Garber Chevrolet in Chesaning for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your new vehicle doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. See Garber Chevrolet in Chesaning and get a better payment on a new Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse. The relentless pursuit of better. That's Garber Chevrolet Buick, M57 near M52 in Chesaning. Online, GarberChevroletBuick.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh and Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear, with a team that plays to win.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here with your out-of-town scores presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. As we look around the Ontario Hockey League, lots of action in the closing minutes of the first period, or no action at all. The Sioux Greyhounds right now in a scoreless tie with the Brampton Steelheads. The Brantford Bulldogs score with just about 5 minutes left, putting them up 1-0 over the visiting Peterborough Petes. In Kitchener, the Rangers pull ahead 3-1 with 2 goals in quick succession in the last 3 minutes or so. The Flint Firebirds score 2 in the final 3 minutes of the first period to go up 2-0 over the London Knights. The Kingston Frontenacs 3-1 over the Oshawa Generals after 1 period of play. And then a couple more scoreless ties. First, the Niagara Ice Dogs visiting the Sarnia Sting and the Sudbury Wolves hosting the North Bay Battalion. Those contests moving into the middle frame scoreless as well. It's a scoreless tie between the Saginaw Spirit and the Guelph Storm. Both teams going to be looking to break through. Play-by-play of the second frame coming up after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today. The disability experts in your community.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM, WSGW.
Back inside the Sleeman Center, where the Saginaw Spirit and the Guelph Storm are scoreless through 20 minutes of play. No carryover penalties or power plays. The Spirit went 0 for 2 on the man advantage in the first. Lots of scoring chances, though. Shots 14-8 in favor of the visitors in the first 20 minutes. Goaltenders have been excellent. We'll see who blinks first. Hanrahan against McLean. The Spirit moved left to right here in the second period, and Hanrahan wins our second Delta College opening faceoff here tonight. Levi Harper backtracking into his own end behind Stepan Shurigan. Pass over looking for Xander Valeris. Goes off the wall. Sebastian Gervais up to Hanrahan. Can't one-hand it around Rowan Top. This one is pushed off the far boards in a jousting match between McFadden and Harper. And Spirit defenseman Harper moves this one up the near side wall there. Too far for Popoy. Can't be stopped in behind the net by the goaltender Jovanovski. Sebastian Gervais turns it back around from the left point. Hanrahan tries to shoulder his way through Noah Jenkin. This one moved back into the neutral zone by the Storm. Gervais for Valeris. Long shoot in. Comes off the boards, no icing. I think it was only waved off because Jovanovski might try to touch it. Now here comes Paquette on a home run pass against Shurigan. And a great save again. 2 stops by the Spirit netminder to Rob Paquette. 57 seconds into the second period. More of the same from Saginaw Stepan Shurigan. Second breakaway he's seen in this game. This one comes after Paquette hopped into the offensive zone from the bench. Period of the long change. It works perfectly here for the Storm. He tries to stretch out. 6'5" Stepan Shurigan. He's got a little bit of range, and that right ankle makes the stop. And then a secondary opportunity as it was put back in front. Now here a chance off the draw. Paquette's going to put that right into the breadbasket, and Stepan Shurigan will hang on. Well, it was a difficult start for Stepan Shurigan. 3 goals against in the first period of his OHL debut against the Sioux Greyhounds back on September the 19th. Fans in the building just now getting a look at that replay of the most recent Shurigan save. He stayed in the game. Ended up making 26 saves on 29 shots. Ryland Singh is going to take this one, and it goes off a body, and the Spirit will clear. Down for an icing, so Shurigan's going to see this puck come back to him in short order. And another veteran of the MHL, the Russian Junior League, Daniil Skvortsov, Guelph's first-round import selection back in 24, I should say. He is out again. This is his second game out with an upper body injury. 6'4", 200 pounds. He was a force on the Guelph back end. Saginaw happy to see him out of the lineup here today. Played for the Red Army team in the NHL 2 seasons ago. Igor Barabanov going to sneak this one into the offensive end and throw it in front, looking for Nick Seaman. Collides with the goaltender, gets a chop on the back of the leg from Jovanovski. Paquette can't get it out. Klepov seals off the boards. Parker Snellgrove turning there for the Storm, puts this one high into the air. Paquette tries to get around Glavin. James goes the last man back, and he's on this puck. Going to snap that one off the far side wall in front of the benches. Minima has his stick lifted by Sema, and so Barabanov can find Klepov. Trying to go back in front for Sema. Gets cleaned out there by Ryland Singh as they are whistled for an offside, and Spada is going to take Nick Seaman, put him into the boards. A little bit of a bear hug there. As Singh locked up with Sema, kind of got a stick underneath the skate and the shin guard. Sema felt it was a little beyond the whistle, so he pursues Ryland Singh around the Guelph zone. Grant Spada comes over, and a little hug for Nick Sema puts him into the glass. No harm, no foul. And we will continue to skate at 5 against 5 here. And I mentioned earlier in the show, Saginaw's last visit to Guelph, well, it was a little bit more high scoring than this one. No score with 18:07 to go in the second. Saginaw jumped out to a 5-0 lead on February the 8th. The Storm came back, made it a 7-6 hockey game early in the third. 10-7 Spirit win by a final score. 13 points combined for the top line of Epperson, Chernyshov, and Michael Misa. That was an interesting one last time the Spirit were here, but the Storm are trying to break through now as they set up in the offensive end. Serlin's shot snapped off the stick of Kluchek. Braden Jones backhands that one. Gets hit by a full steam Leo Serlin. 3 against 2, the Spirit battle for it on the near side wall, and walking out of the corner, Braden Jones. Pass out of the zone. Tied up by Beauchene. So Mikhailo Hapanenko will move this back for Frassard in the Guelph end, and then out the other side. Shabinski into the offensive zone. Can't get around Trevor Thoyer with the puck. Braden Jones against Shabinski back in behind the Spirit. And a centering feed. Save made by Shurigan. Rebound chance is loose. And he makes the stop there on Serlin. Third opportunity is put home by Hapanenko. That's going to be the first goal in the Ontario Hockey League for Mikhailo Hoponenko. Stepan Shurigan did just about all he could and then some. Made 3 saves on grade A scoring chances. The Spirit caught puck watching. Well, nobody was watching 75 in white. The rebound comes right back out to him. 17:08 to go in the second period. First goal of the contest belongs to the hometown squad. A couple of really good chances. And again, not really much Stepan Shurigan could do by the time that third crack was given there to Hoponenko. Xander Valeris trying to shoot this puck around from in his own net, his own end. That goes off the skate of the linesman. Miroslav Satan tries to bring this into the offensive zone. Jaakko Wysick steals and throws it back in for the Storm. Harper is there for Saginaw. Takes an awkward spill. Puck is picked up by Liam Storch. This moved over to Xander Valeris on the far side. Big collision. Noah Jenkin. That one thrown there to Storch. On the intercept, Valeris tried to put it back in front, looking for Nick Sema. This is taken here. Belahorski gets hit by Storch, and the puck comes now where it's gloved down to Levi Harper in the neutral zone. Rowan Top back in the Guelph end. Gets a little bit of time to set up shop here. Leo Serlin and Ilya Shabinski will grab the assists on the Mikhailo Hoponenko goal that's made it 1-0 Guelph here. About 4 minutes gone in this second period. Noah Jenkin from center red. Fires it back around. Ryan Hanrahan tries to glove things out of the air. McLean trying to put it back in front. That one on a jam opportunity for Stevens. And a rebound chance is turned out, and a sprawling save is made by Shurigan. Rebound off the outside of the cage from McLean. Now it comes back out. Sing a backhand shot. That one is knocked down on its way by Sebastian Gervais. Leads the counterattack back in for the Spirit. Rody Popoy off the boards. Sebastian Gervais for Popoy walks right down Main Street, and a save is made by Jovanovski. And there is no rebound, and oh my, what a sequence of stops again from Stepan Shurigan. A little bit of a crowd is gathering down at the other end. 15:27 to go in the second period. 1-0. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Offensive zone face-off here for Saginaw. They trail the Guelph Storm 1-0, and it could be a lot worse. Stepan Shurigan's been keeping the Spirit in this, as all of a sudden the Storm outshoots Saginaw 17-14. Spirit have not yet registered a shot on goal. The Storm have 9 here in this frame, as this is waved all the way back in behind the Spirit goal. 15:15 to go in the second. That's cleared off the stick of Nick Sema while he was being hit. Out of play, and Nick Sema's going to sit down. At least that's the call on the ice right now. Sema's going to plead his innocence. I don't know that we'll get a look at this here. A delay of game call. It was at Saginaw to their first Stormmaster exterior penalty kill here in this game. 15:10 to go in the second. So Stepan Shurigan's going to be busy for the next 2 minutes. Guelph 3 for 15 on the power play coming into this game at 20%. That is 8th best in the OHL. Saginaw's penalty kill has struggled early in the 25-26 season. Just 70%, 19th out of 20 here in the OHL. They're going to need a stop here on this one. 15:10 to go in the second period. They trail 1-0. Sebastian Gervais, Liam Storch, Hayden Barch, and Josh Glavin are the Spirit penalty killers. Big-time face-off won by Gervais, and Glavin comes over to punch this puck down the ice. Ryland Singh sets up out of his own end. Paquette, McLean are behind him. This one dropped off the wall. Paquette finds McLean. Miedema down the left side. Serlin's the 5th power play man for the Guelph Storm. Miedema's going to rim it around the boards to Paquette, and then Singh. Near side McLean. Singh again. Spins, finds Paquette. Top of the right circle. Now Singh, center point, near side McLean, trying to go back through into the bumper. Serlin curl around pass. That one too far ahead of Paquette. Stolen by the Spirit, and Josh Glavin does what he did 20 seconds ago and clears it down the ice. Jovanovski creeps this one back in behind his own net as Gervais was staring him down as the lone forechecker. Noah Jenkin for Jaco Wysick. Carries it in the offensive end. Tries to get around Miroslav Shatan. 6'7" Shatan against 6'1" Wysick. This one up, Jenkin, then across, Stevens. 54 to go on the power play. Jaco Wysick for Jenkin, a one-time shot. Pad save there by Shurigan. Rebound to the corner. Back up at the left point. Jenkin over. This is Shabinski. Back for Jenkin. Near side, Wysick. Down to the goal line. Stevens in front. Belahorski, he scores. A high shot up over the left shoulder of Stefan Shurigan. It's a power play goal. And the Guelph Storm are up 2-0. There was a lot of velocity on that chance from point-blank range. Stefan Shurigan turned around and immediately put his glove on top of the puck as if he thought that was off the crossbar. And the Spirit taking an extra look on the iPads. I don't know that they'll challenge this one. So Simon Belahorski gets his first goal in the Ontario Hockey League. The import players making their presence known here for Guelph. Power play marker makes it 2-0 Storm. This one's thrown back into the middle of the ice. It was Shabinski, rather. So this one back up into the Spirit end. 50-50 in the circle. This is taken here by Levi Harper. Out of the corner, this one. On the tape now with Klepov. Back up into the neutral zone. Storm went up 2-0 against Saginaw last weekend as well. Igor Barabanov. Rolled up to the right point. This is Levi Harper. Stepping towards the middle. Nice pass onto the far side. Graydon Jones right in front. Jam play. Sema scores. Nick Sema camps out right in the blue crease. 12:47 to go in the second period. He shovels home a rebound, and the Saginaw Spirit are on the board at 2-1. "59 seconds after they go down 2-0. Graydon Jones fires one to the front of the net. Nick Sema right on the doorstep, would not be denied. It's his first goal of his overage season. And that is exactly what the Spirit need Nick Sema to be here this year. Dog on a bone mentality. He didn't have a lot of time or room to get that second shot through. Kind of handled the puck back in his skates, but he was able to do it and get it around the outstretched pad of Jovanovski. That's really the first rebound as this puck tips up and out of play. Really, that's the first rebound that Jovanovski's left hanging anywhere. And the Spirit capitalized on it. They might not get very many opportunities in this game. 12:34 left in the second period. Saginaw is into this game on a Nick Sema tally. It's 2-1. We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you choose Garber Buick for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. Together, we're able to make a difference, generously giving back to our community since 1907. And your new Buick doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Get a better price, plus help better things happen. Discover how you'll do better at America's oldest Buick dealership, Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com.
Hi, this is Graydon Jones, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Finally returned from the Spirit defenseman Graydon Jones. He's got the helper on the Nick Sema goal that makes it a 2-1 hockey game. Saginaw has broken into the contest. And in timely fashion, too. They were being outshot 11-1. Or really 11-0 before those two chances. Graydon Jones gets a shot on goal, and Nick Sema cashes in the rebound. So the Spirit on their first two shots here in the period do break through to make it 2-1. This one jammed back out into the neutral zone. Hayden Bartz back in behind the Spirit net. Xander Valeris just taps this one up here to Trevor Thoyer. Carson Harmer following on. Can't get it cleanly into the neutral zone. Parker Snellgrove is on in here for the Storm. And out the far side, Paquette jams it in past Cloutier. Stepan Shurigan out to play it. Valeris taps it into open space for Cloutier now. Bartz attacks with speed. Down the right side, thrown in front. Harmer settles it down. Turning puck can't be knocked towards the Guelph goal. So it's Snellgrove taken into the wall heavily by Harmer. Hayden Bartz. That's a rough ride there from Miedema. Jenkins. Back over to Rowan Top, fired back in from center. Almost halfway through this second period. Hoponenko and Simon Belahorski, the two goal scorers for the Guelph Storm. As this is back in behind the net of Jovanovski. Nick Seema's made it an interesting game here at 2-1. Ryland Singh on the counterattack here for the Storm. That one shut down by Sebastian Gervais. Tapped off the wall for Brody Papoy. Tries to settle down a dancing puck. Does so. Into the offensive end. Knocked away at the last second by Will McFadden. 2 against 2 in the Guelph corner. Gervais, a turning shot saved by Jovanovski. Fumbled for a second, but he pulls it out of midair. And hangs on for a draw with 11:07 to go in the second period. Offensive zone faceoff will come to the glove hand side of Zach Jovanovski. He and Colin Ellsworth have split the goaltending duties so far this season here for the Storm. And mixed results for both. Ellsworth won the first game of the campaign, 25 saves on 27 shots. We've got some incredibly reluctant Kiss Cam participants here in the building. I've never seen that in my life. That was fantastic. The gentleman was not very much into it. His wife was. They look like they've been together for quite some time, so this will certainly be a discussion in the car ride home. And this one goes back down into Stepan Shurigan's neck of the woods. As we turn our attention back to the playing surface. Always grateful for a little entertainment from the stands as Nick Seema's down the left side for Barabanov. Into the offensive zone, down to the goal line, trying to put it back in front. This one knocked back into the corner. Nick Seema sliding, takes out the legs of Ryland Singh. Around it comes. Barabanov trying to steal this puck here from Spada. Off the far wall, Stevens can't get it out off the skate of Graydon Jones. This will bounce off the wall. McFadden now with McLean trying to make it a 2-on-1. Nicely tied up there by Nikita Klepov. And the Spirit counterattack. Barabanov in, cuts to the middle, drops it off. Seema the shot. That one missing on the stick side by inches. And comes all the way back down where Stepan Shurigan drops it off for Nikita Klepov. 10:05 to go in the second period. 2-1. The Storm have the lead here over Saginaw. Klepov into the offensive zone. Dropped off Hanrahan. Played back around. Klepov in the right wing corner. Can't get it up to Glavin. Seema there out of the corner looking for Hanrahan. As this one turned off the boards, Glavin keeps it in on the backhand and punches it back underneath Zach Jovanovski's net. Hoponenko off the boards. Reeled in by James Go at center. This one too far for Glavin, so Shapinski will try to step through. Shouldered by Glavin. Back in behind the Spirit net, and now a delayed penalty is coming. Jovanovski's going to head to the Guelph bench. As I believe Glavin's going to be the guilty party here as Shurigan touches this puck up. 9:21 to go in the second. It's a hooking call. They looked like they were going to give Glavin the benefit of the doubt for a second there. 9:21 here in this second period. Glavin 2 for hooking. Saginaw back to the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill, and the Storm were successful on their first power play chance here in this game. Liam Storch to take the draw. One of Saginaw's better penalty-killing defensemen, Glavin, is in the box. McLean, Miedema, Serlin, Beauchene, and Paquette on the power play for the Guelph Storm. The Spirit do clear to start the PK. Beauchene back in behind Jovanovski's net. Takes the drop-off away from Liam Storch. Miedema in the neutral zone. Has to shade back. Storch going to munch as much of the penalty clock as he can. This goes back into Guelph real estate. Already 30 seconds gone on their second Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here for the Spirit as Storch continues to be a pest on the forecheck. Here shorthanded. Beauchene just now getting up to center red. He's going to run into Sebastian Gervais. Now Serlin's in down the right side. That one fought off by the shoulder of Shurigan, and the Spirit clear as it's whacked out of midair by Liam Storch. Good penalty killing here by 21 in blue. Paquette back from behind his own goal. Sebastian Gervais in pursuit. Liam Storch tries to cut off Paquette. The Storm move things in. Tied up by James Go. Gervais does the rest. Gets the puck down the ice. Saginaw's halfway there. 8:17 to go here in the second. Quinn Beauchene from back behind Jovanovski's net. Jaakko Wysick now for Shabinski. For Belahorski down the near side and into the circle. Put off the boards. Wysick turns it towards the middle of the ice. Singh, then over. Shabinski to Singh. A shot into traffic. Tipped, and a great save by Shurigan. The rebound's in the air. And that one off a Spirit defenseman in front. It was Barch. Now Singh another shot, and that goes into the glass. Jaakko Wysick out of the corner. Well-timed stick lift there by Nick Sema. And the puck goes all the way down into the Storm end. 18 to go on the Josh Glavin hooking penalty. Fantastic save again by Stepan Shurigan, and the defensemen take care of the rest. Singh is in. Shabinski takes the shot. That one deflected by James Go and wide. Stevens back around looking for Shabinski. This one is picked up here by James Go. Off the glass and out. Josh Glavin is free, and that means the Spirit will be guilty of icing here. Right as Glavin stepped back onto the ice. 7:17 to go in the period. They'll take it, though. And a rare instance, Hayden Barch is going to be pulled off the Spirit bench and get back into play. They'll have three defensemen out for this face-off to the blocker side of Stepan Shurigan. Josh Glavin's going to line up like the left winger, so he's going to try to get back to the Saginaw bench as quickly as possible. Marco Snellgrove against Igor Barabanov. Storm win this offensive zone face-off. Hunter McKenzie tries to get away from Barabanov. Snellgrove is on this just inside the blue line. Walks up high, takes a shot. That's deflected by James Go to the corner. Glavin is hit by Snellgrove. Storm have it up high. Jenkins over. One-time shot by McKenzie, blocked by Barabanov. Snellgrove turns it towards the middle, and it's taken away here by Saginaw's Kluche. Up now to Josh Glavin. Just tries to one-hand that puck in deep, and he can't do it. Here comes McFadden. Odd man break back in for the Storm. McFadden goes back down below the goal line. Trying to put it in front. Into the circle he goes. McFadden turns, and that shot's off Barabanov to the corner. Glavin is there. Can't get it out. Storm will steal again, and a shot goes into the midsection on Stepan Shurigan. Spirit will gratefully take that stoppage as it was a long-range wrister off the stick of Rowan Top. So Josh Glavin does get off the ice. The Spirit gets some much-needed reinforcements here with 6:31 to go in the second period. Stepan Shurigan has been the standout performer of this game. He'll stay busy here as the Storm win an offensive zone faceoff. Brassard, the shot blocked on its way there by Barabanov. Klepov moving out the other direction. Stops inside the offensive blue line. Throws an area pass off the far side wall. It's too far for Levi Harper. Storm bank it off the wall. Beauchene's going to lead the counterattack on a 2-on-1 with Klepov back, looking for the backdoor tap-in. Paquette was tied up by Barabanov. Paquette for Brassard, walking in, shot wide on the blocker side of Shurigan. Paquette tries to walk around, up high. The pass to Brassard, shot through traffic, pad saved by Shurigan again. Not sure how he located that thing, as Klepov has it on the Spear blue line. Passes up, Barabanov. Down into the corner he goes in the offensive zone. Up to the point. This is Blake Barnes stepping in, and a point shot goes wide off the glass. Can't be put back in front. Harper spins, and that one is stopped again by Jovanovski. And he holds on for a face-off as Brassard is going to toss Liam Storch from the seat. 5:40 left, 2-1. The Guelph Storm have the lead. An offensive zone face-off for Saginaw. We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So So when you're ready for perks, Merck is here. Learn more at merckbank.com/merckperksplus. Member FDIC.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
.540 left in the second period. A 2-1 lead for the Guelph Storm. And an offensive zone faceoff here for the Saginaw Spirit as this game is moving right along. No shortage of action. Zach Jovanovski and Stepan Shurigan have been busy. And an offensive zone faceoff for Liam Storch as he locks up with McLean. Storch tries to go to work with Popoy and Shatan here. Belahorski pulls this one up off the glass for the Guelph Storm and gets it out to center. Stevens takes the hit from James Go. Following on Shabinski into the offensive zone, looking for the backdoor tap-in was Singh. Shurigan may have gotten a piece of it. Storm keep going to work. This one turned cross ice. Grant Spada thrown towards the front of the net, and again, nobody home on the cross ice. Singh, point shot deflected, and that one goes through the crease, out the other side. Grant Spada, closed off by James Go. McLean, run into by Stepan Shurigan, or Miroslav Shatan, rather. Shurigan remains in his goal crease. James Go's outlet pass cannot be caught up to by Brody Popoy. So the Storm fired up through center. McLean on a rolling puck trying to take advantage. 2-on-1 with James Go back, and he throws out a well-timed defensive stick to knock that puck away. Back to his defensive partner, Blake Barnes. Got to make a quick decision here. Goes back to Go. Inside 5 left here in the second period. 2-1 Guelph. Brody Popoy away from Hoponenko and then Wysick. Wysick steals there from Carson Harmer, and a delayed penalty is coming. As now it's on to the stick of Belahorski. Saginaw will be shorthanded again unless the Storm score here. Down into the corner. Jovanovski just now going for the extra attacker. Jenkin for Belahorski. Down into the corner, Wysick. Jenkin back up top. Here's an opportunity. Pocket shot into traffic. Shurigan never saw it, but it was blocked. And it's finally touched up by Jacob Luce, and a tripping penalty is going to come up against Saginaw's Blake Barnes. Tripping call to Barnes. And now a run to the penalty box here for Saginaw. 3 consecutive minor penalties. 12 found a power play goal in the first one. They killed off the Josh Lavin hooking penalty. It'll be a tall order here at the end of the second period. That's featured a lot of back and forth. Going to be some tired bodies out there right now. And the Storm power play unit going to try to make the most of that. Wysick with Stevens and Shabinski, Belahorski and Jenkin at the point. It'll be the second power play unit. As an extra conversation between the officials at the Guelph bench and the head coach Corey Stillman in his second season. Not sure exactly what the dispute is. Chris Lazary is having a conversation with David Elford, the referee, as well. Corey Stillman's asking for more of an explanation. Face-off to come in the right wing circle. Wysick against Sebastian Gervais. Liam Storch is out there as well. He's played a lot of really valuable penalty-killing minutes for the Spirit here in this game, and Gervais wins a face-off from his face. Great work by the overage center. Belahorski, as the Storm do steal. Wysick, shoulder to shoulder with Saginaw's Valeris, and the Spirit do clear again. Off the boards, it'll be stolen by Storch. In shorthanded on a 2-on-1 with Gervais. Storch back in front, and Gervais was tied up nicely by Simon Belahorski. This is Shabinski on the counterattack here. 1:30 left on the Guelph power play. Saginaw's third. Stormaster Exteriors PK here in the game. They trail 2-1. Wysick up for Jenkin. Spun over. Shabinski back for Jenkins. Center point. Shot into traffic. Tipped by Storch and wide. Sebastian Gervais is on this in the corner. Belahorski wants this puck to come to him. Not sure that it will. Back up to the left point. Jenkin over. Shabinski. Jenkin again. Walking. Hesitating on the shot. Wysick, the one-timer, goes off the outside of the cage into the netting, out of play. 3:08 left in this second period. 1 minute left in the Blake Barnes penalty for tripping. And again, it's been a little bit of in and out of the lineup for Blake Barnes here. Second-year defenseman for the Spirit. Out of Corunna, Ontario. Seema and McLean to take this face-off. To the left of Stepan Shurgin, and the Spirit do chop it back out. Hayden Barch gets the job done. Around the horn it comes, and Jacob Kluche trying to steal there from the goaltender, Zach Jovanovski. He was closing a bit quicker than the Guelph netminder may have realized. McLean back over for Paquette. McLean again. Near side Miedema. Dropping it back. Beauchesne going to have this one stolen here by Kluche. He's going to have a shorthanded breakaway with 33 seconds on the penalty kill. Kluche shoots, and a great save made by Jovanovski. Kluche gets it back out of the corner. Carries it in front, and a backhand shot is blocked on its way. With Seema following up for the rebound, he can't find it. McLean is on this puck. Great shift by Seema and Kluche. As the Storm power play makes its way back in. Paquette back across Miedema, left circle. McLean the shot, saved by Shurgin, and he's going to dive on the rebound. And it ends up back in behind the net. Beauchesne as it's wheeled back up to the point. That'll be cut off. And now Klepov, another shorthanded breakaway is out of the box as Barnes. Here comes Klepov. He scores! It'll be an even strength goal. He doesn't care. 2:04 to go in the second period, and the Spirit tie the game at 2. Two unanswered goals by Saginaw. Nikita Klepov, 5th goal in his 5th game of Ontario Hockey League action. A great steal. He started it all himself. Some monstrous saves by Shurgin. The puck comes up the boards. Klepov gets the steal, gets the Jets going the other direction. And a little backhand forehand low to the blocker side on Jovanovski. And Saginaw is back in this game at 2-2. Back in behind the net of Stepan Shurgin. Points in all 5 games to start his OHL career for Klepov. 5 goals and 2 assists now. As this is back up to neutral ice, Ryan Hanrahan brings it in. Into the right wing circle. Hanrahan looking cross ice. Here's Josh Lyman. Takes a shot, and that one absorbed by the shoulder of Jovanovski. No rebound as he hangs on for a draw here with 1:38 to go. A very energized-looking Spirit team after a couple of big-time saves from their goaltender. That was a huge penalty kill as well. 2 shorthanded breakaways on the same PK. Now, the breakaway was activated shorthanded. And it was a breakaway from Saginaw's own blue line. Barnes was out of the box. He thought about joining the play, but Klepov had it covered. McFadden's back in, going to slip this one in front, looking for McKenzie on a net mouth scramble. Shurgin flailing. I don't think he had to make a save. Barabanov back for Graydon Jones. 1:15 left in the second period. 2-2 as this puck is off a body and into the Spirit bench as Rowan Top gives an extra shot there to Nikita Klepov. And Rowan Top, 6'2" out of St. Anne's, Ontario. He dropped the gloves with Nick Seema in the last game that these two teams participated in. Good scrap. Top ate a couple of real sturdy right fists from Nick Seema and just had a chance to catch up with some Spirit players after the game, and they were all on the same page. They said Top's the toughest guy in the league. There are some tough customers still in the Ontario Hockey League, so some high praise. And Rowan Top giving it to Nikita Klepov there. Miroslav Satan finding Storch here in the final 60. Curlin drag release and a save made by Jovanovski. As Storch got passed back and forth between Top and Wysick and Shabinski as they were playing hot potato with Liam Storch as they all made their way back into the Guelph end, but I don't think Storch would have cared if that puck would have found its way home. 19-year-old Liam Storch out of Rochester Hills, Michigan. Been a guy that's really scratched and clawed to find his way into the lineup in recent years. He's a mainstay now, and he's played some really, really important bottom 6 minutes for Saginaw. And again, I mentioned how many times tonight some great penalty killing for Liam Storch. He's really using the wheels to his advantage. The long point shot is easily fought off by Jovanovski. Off the stick of Harper, and Gervais trying to turn that one back in front. Miroslav Satan up to Harper with 44 to go in the period. Harper down to the goal line. Whirling around, going back up the boards. Levi Harper, look at all the room they're giving him. He's going to wheel that one off the stick of Miedema up into the netting. Chris Lazary talked about the skill that Levi Harper has and the ice time that he's been entrusted with. And yeah, the expectations are high. And he was walking everybody up to the top of the zone with the backwards crossovers. The skating of Levi Harper is something that is already phenomenal. It's just going to get better, too. Offensive zone draw for the Spirit. Shot by James Go is tipped wide by Gervais. Liam Storch, a little miscommunication with Graydon Jones. They run into one another. Two Storm sweaters will try to pull this puck off the yellow kick plate on the far side wall. Miroslav Shatan got knocked into there by Paquette. Counterattack will be brought ahead now by Serlin. Storm are in. Tied up with Shatan. Parker Snellgrove, shouldered by Graydon Jones. One hands that puck around. This will be Sebastian Gervais. Up the far boards, James Go. And that's the end of the second period. No score after the first. 4 goals split right down the middle in period 2. Mikhailo Haponenko and Simon Belahorsky for the Guelph Storm. Nick Sima and Nikita Klepov get back for the Saginaw Spirit. We go into the second intermission tied at 2. We'll take a break. We'll break this one down for you. Jonathan Dent back in the studio. We're back after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
When you choose Garber for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your vehicle doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. With the area's largest selection and lowest prices, Garber Chrysler is Saginaw County's #1 destination for a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram truck. You'll do better with Garber Chrysler Bay Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh and Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh and Associates. Retirement made clear.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The shots start finding their marks in the second period. First, Guelph gets on the board, follows it up. Then Saginaw strikes back with a pair of goals, and we exit 40 minutes of play at a 2-2 score. Let's take a look back at that second period, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Early on, Charlie Paquette gets in all alone. Shurigan kicks out the right skate to deny the chance and hops on the follow-up to maintain that scoreless tie.
Comes off the boards, no icing. It was only waved off because Jovanovski might try to touch it. Now here comes Paquette on a home run pass against Shurigan, and a great save again. 2 stops by the Spirit netminder to Rob Paquette.
2 minutes, 50 seconds in, the Storm break into the offensive end. Shurigan stops one off to his right side with the pads. He stops another, but it pops out front to Mikhailo Haponenko, and he scores his first of the season to make it 1-0, assisted by Leo Serlin and Ilya Shabinsky.
Shabinsky into the offensive zone. Can't get around Trevor Thoyer with the puck. Graydon Jones against Shabinsky back in behind the Spirit. And a centering feed. Save made by Shurigan. Rebound chance is loose. And he makes the stop there on Serlin. Third opportunity is put home by Haponenko.
The The Spirit netminder is tested again and again afterwards, but he keeps them out. 4 minutes, 50 seconds in, still early in this frame. Nick Sema takes a delay of game penalty, putting the Storm up a man for the first time this evening. And at 6:15, a bumper pass from Wysick to Stevens to Simon Belahorski makes it 2-0 on Belahorski's first of the season.
Near side, Wysick. Down to the goal line, Stevens in front. Belahorski, he scores! A high shot up over the left shoulder of Stefan Surigan. It's a power play goal.
Not too long after that, though, 59 seconds to be exact, Graydon Jones takes a shot from along the left side boards, and Nick Sema, who took that penalty earlier, he's battling away on the doorstep, and he jams home the rebound to make it 2-1, assisted by Levi Harper as well.
This is Levi Harper. Stepping towards the middle. Nice pass onto the far side. Graydon Jones right in front. Jam play. Sema scores! Nick Sema camps out right in the blue crease. 12:47 to go in the second period. He shovels home a rebound, and the Saginaw Spirit are on the board at 2-1.
The Spirit weather another penalty kill thanks to Shurigan and the Spirit defense. Guelph stays dangerous in the offensive end, though. At 15:51, tripping sends Blake Barnes to the box and Saginaw back to the kill. But in the waning seconds of that penalty kill, Nikita Klepov nabs a puck at the Saginaw blue line, steps on the gas, driving all the way in to score his 5th of the season and tie things up 2-2 unassisted.
Wheel back up to the point. That'll be cut off. And now Klepov, another shorthanded breakaway, is out of the box as Barnes. Here comes Klepov. He scores! It'll be an even strength goal. He doesn't care. 2:04 to go in the second period, and the Spirit tie the game at 2.
2-2 is how we close out the 40-minute mark of play. Shots on goal favored Guelph in the second, 16-13 for a game total of 26-25 in favor of the home team. Scoring, it was Mikhailo Hopanenko at 2 minutes 50 seconds. Then Simon Belahorski follows it up, both of their first goals of the season. Nick Sema gets his first of the campaign, assisted by Graydon Jones and Levi Harper. 7 minutes 14 seconds, your Herman Hissen Company time of the goal on that one. Then Nikita Klepov, his 5th of the season at 17:57. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan and I break down that second period. Lots to talk about here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
2-2 the score after 40 minutes of play as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, The offense really popped off there in the second period for both sides. Saginaw kind of in the responsive category there, but I want to talk about how they got into that 2-0 hole to begin with, as that's what happened first here. Stepan Shurigan coming up with huge saves yet again, but they're popping out front, and there's just not much follow-up from the Spirit defense, leaving Guelph's offense open for the rebounds.
Yeah, the Spirit have been a little bit guilty of puck watching in the second period, and it did get better as the period went along. You got to give them credit there, but especially on the Hoponenko first goal. That one, Shurigan made 2 or 3 saves right leading up to it, and everybody's just turning around. They're facing the puck as it bounces in between them, and it ends up onto the stick of Hoponenko and in the back of the net. The Belahorski power play goal, give Guelph a lot of credit there. That was some good, strong puck movement there. I thought the Spirit really, they've penalty killed well in this game, with the exception of that one power play goal against. Shurian's been their best penalty killer. But Liam Storch and Miroslav Shatan have been a big part of the PK as well. So they were able to button things down early in that second period after the Belahorski goal. They kind of righted the ship, and they really set themselves up, headed in a good direction as the second period concluded.
Storch and Shatan, I love watching those guys, especially on the PK. Storch just relentless, and Shatan with that reach. He knows how to use it, able to control a very large portion of the ice, and both of them really carrying their weight on the PK. Speaking of carrying their weight, we talked about the lines getting shifted around a little bit during that first intermission. Sima, Barabanov, and Klepov. That line has both of our goals for the Saginaw Spirit here in the first period. What are we seeing out of those three that's making that click?
Well, I was interested to see how Nick Sima would do on his off wing. I know we mentioned that off the top of the show. But you know what? He's a guy, he's so dependable. No matter where you put him, no matter where you plug him in, he's taking a couple of face-offs in this game too. He's going to do kind of the same thing. And, he goes to the net with his stick on the ice and is able to pound home a rebound off that shot from Graydon Jones to get Saginaw on the board. And he's facilitated, I think, really well with those guys as well, with Barabanov and Klepov. I don't know that they come apart, at least not for the rest of this game. We'll see how things go for the rest of the weekend and the rest of the trip. But the most important thing right now is that Sima continues to do the same things with Barabanov and Klepov in this third period. And again, he plays that hard-nosed game. Klepov does too. I know he's the goal scorer right now. He's got 5 in his first 5 Spirit games. But they come out of hard work, and he gets in guys' faces and is able to win battles that way. And so does Nick Sima. So I like those 3 guys together. I think we may see more offense out of them. Barabanov has had a couple of really strong chances that just haven't found their way where they need to go. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets his name on the score sheet, but only if the work level and the compete stays the same.
Going into the third period here, it is tied. It's a brand new game. That second period saw maybe a few more mistakes on either side of the ice. What are we looking forward to as we enter the last 20 minutes of regulation?
Yeah, I think just being aware. The Spirit haven't closed out games, really, with the exception of the first game of the season. They haven't really closed out games at all this year. They're 1-1 to start the season. They let things slip between their fingers against Niagara and against the Flint Firebirds. And they were really they weren't in the Guelph game last weekend very much. So this is a massive opportunity right here. Go into the third period tied. I mean, they've got an arm's length list of things that have made them successful in tonight's game. Their 2 goals, the Sima goal and the Klepov goal, they come from just working their tails off. It's going to have to be the same. The Spirit are not the high-flying, super offensively gifted Michael Misa, Zane Parek, Igor Chernyshov team that they were last year. They're going to have to get a little bit more hard-nosed to find the goals this season, and give them credit. They've done it twice here in this game. They've got to come out and do it a few more times in the third period.
Good opportunity to start this road trip off on the right foot. It comes in the third period. Dylan, thank you for your time. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, a look around the Ontario Hockey League. It's brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, and it's next on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. It's a 2-2 tie between the Saginaw Spirit and the Guelph Storm as we take another look around the OHL, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Offense really exploding all around the league in the second period as the Brampton Steelheads pull ahead of the Sioux Greyhounds 2-0. It's a 4-0 lead for the Brantford Bulldogs, 3 of those coming in the middle frame. They're leading the Peterborough Petes right now. The Kitchener Rangers pull ahead 4-2 over the visiting Owen Sound Attack. The London Knights come back. They take a 3-2 lead over the Flint Firebirds. Flint gets one back towards the end of the second, and they're in a 3-3 tie heading into the third. The Kingston Frontenac still 4-2 over the Oshawa Generals. In Sarnia, the Sting trailing the Niagara Ice Dogs 4-1. All 5 of those goals coming in the second period. And the North Bay Battalion score 2 in the second. The Sudbury Wolves score 1. That game in Sudbury. We'll have another update for you as this evening moves along, but it's an exciting game between the Saginaw Spirit and Guelph Storm. Third period action coming up next on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
2-2 game heading into the third period. The Saginaw Spirit and the Guelph Storm have 20 more minutes at least to try and find a winner. The shots have been adjusted a little bit in this game. Guelph out shooting Saginaw 26-25. Zach Jovanovski of Guelph, Stefan Shurigan of Saginaw have been at their acrobatic best in this game. But to try and give somebody an advantage, McLean and Ryan Hanrahan at center. Our opening face-off of the third period has got some extra instruction from the referee. David Elford drops the puck. McLean wins it back here for the Guelph Storm. And the third period is underway, tied at 2 between the Spirit and the Storm. McLean tries to move it around the far boards in the Guelph zone. Knocked back out to center. Xander Valeris off the boards. Brody Papoy into the offensive zone. Shrugs off a check. Pass intended back to the point was cut off by Stevens. So now it's Levi Harper back in behind his net. This one rimmed around. Brody Papoy from skate to stick. Trying to catch the Storm in the middle of a chain. Xander Valeris wanted to one-touch that puck ahead. Sebastian Gervais gets put heavily into the boards by Rowan Top. McLean, a pass back into his own end for Spada. Away from the forechecking Ryan Hanrahan. Saginaw's 13th overall pick in this year's OHL priority selection. Paquette away from Valeris. This one-handed ahead by Parker Snellgrove. Back for Paquette. The Guelph captain dropping this one back on now for Spada. Outlet pass. Snellgrove down the right side. He was cut off by Xander Valeris. Step on Shurigan out to play in the trapezoid. Back around it goes. Barabanov there for Sema. Heavily into the glass there by Paquette. Guelph out of its own end. Parker Snellgrove looking up ice. A backhanded pass. Caught up to by Spada. Down the left side into the offensive zone. Help there from Saginaw's Klepov. And the seas will part for him as he's back the other direction. Klepov down the right wing. Move between his own legs. This one back up the boards. Barabanov has to chase it down. As the return pass spills back out into the neutral zone. And there is Saginaw's leading scorer, Igor Barabanov. 9 points in this, his 5th game. Trying to knife his way into the offensive zone. He does. Kicked it out wide. Looking for Klepov. Back for Sema. The shot in between the dots. Does not make its way to the net. Barabanov up for Bartz. That one goes off his stick. Can't keep it in the zone. Barabanov trying to help him in the neutral zone. He gets cleaned out. Here comes Serlin one-on-one against Graydon Jones, who cut off that shot. He's got the puck up looking for Klepov. And it would have been and is a delayed offside there for Mikhailo Haponenko. That was a bit of a head scratcher there. That was very clearly offside. Haponenko picked it up 3 feet behind the blue line. He still had a couple of guys 10 feet inside the offensive zone. He hesitated like he recognized it was offside and then just went into the zone anyway. Maybe he wanted a whistle on the line change. Puck drifts back into the Guelph end. 2 minutes gone in the third period. 2-2 between the Spirit and the Storm. Haponenko gets things up the left side for Ilya Shabinsky. Trying to drive wide on Saginaw's Josh Glavin. James Go takes his man into the corner boards, 2 against 2, and the centering pass cut off by Trevor Thoyer before it got to Haponenko. Haponenko at the point now, back up to Frassard. Guelph trying to get a change off here as they're in the offensive end. Haponenko on the near side. Tries to get through Thoyer. Wysick is there. Put into the wall by Saginaw's Glavin. Carson Harmer comes on to help. This one up into the air. Trevor Thoyer sees it lay down in front of him. He's back up into the neutral zone. Thoyer just chops it in on the backhand. And the second line here for Saginaw. Thoyer, Kluche, and Harmer is back on the bench. Frassard strides out of the Guelph zone. 3 minutes gone in the third. 2-2. As this one is collected by Levi Harper. Looking up for Liam Storch. Just backhands it in from Rowan Top. As Jenkins gets there first, and this one jammed around. Levi Harper. Long shot gets tipped on its way. Mix and match line is out for the Spirit. Shatan out with Klepov and Storch, and Nikita Klepov has it on the right side. Tries to get around Belahorski. Yako Wysick takes Klepov off the puck. Klepov's going to steal it right back, though, from McKenzie high in the zone. He's got 2 white sweaters on him. Knocked back out to neutral ice where Valeris moves it there for Levi Harper. And a delayed icing will be brought up here. 16-24. Brings the puck all the way back down into our right, into a defensive zone face-off ahead of Stepan Shurigan. Not been quite as busy here in period number 3. Shatan wins the D-zone draw. Valeris there for Liam Storch. Back up through center red. Fired back in. Ryland Singh back in behind his goaltender. McLean back up and onto the tape there. Will McFadden, one-on-one against Levi Harper, steps into him, and both players go sliding, but manage to stay on their skates. McLean there for Valeris. McFadden up to Singh. Storm in the offensive end, thrown over. Spada, long shot, tipped in. That one snatched out of the air by the glove of Stepan Shurigan. 15:53, third period. Shurigan continues to have a handle on the situation. Face-off comes to his blocker side again. The hand-to-hand line comes out. You know, we mentioned Carson Harmer, Jacob Cloutier as part of Saginaw's third line. This hand-to-hand unit's been out more than them. Singh out of the corner with Popoy. Ryland Singh backhands it up. Grant Spada. 15:38 to go, third period, 2-2 game. Parker Snellgrove back around looking for Miedema. One hands it up. Ryland Singh off the glass as Popoy gets into him. Off the far side wall, Brody Popoy there for Josh Glavin. Up the far side wall, and this goes back down. And it will go for an icing. 15:18 to go here in the third. As the stopping and the starting will continue. And the tired Sebastian Gervais line is going to come all the way back down to take this D-zone face-off. Leo Serlin's line on the other side for the Guelph Storm. Serlin wins it back. And stepping into that shot, Beauchesne blocked by Popoy. Beauchesne gets it back, and that just fought off by the catching glove of Shurigan. Back in behind his net, Hoponenko. Up to the left point, Beauchesne steps in, and that one blasted. Blocked by Popoy again. Some taps on the board by the Spirit on the bench. Josh Glavin just wheels in and flips this in on the backhand. Storm moving up the near side. Hoponenko. Shouldered by Graydon Jones. Barabanov back behind the net. Stolen by Hoponenko. That one, a right pad save by Shurigan. This will be brought up by Barabanov on the 3-on-2. Into the offensive end. Barabanov near side. Sema sharp angle one-timer. Goes out the other way. Held in by Barch. Near side, Graydon Jones. From the left point, a shot save made by Jovanovski. A little awkwardly so as that puck pinballed between his blocker and his right pad. He's able to hang on to it. 14:13 to go here in period 3. It stays a 2-2 game. As the top line is back out here for the Spirit. More stops for Stepan Shurigan down to our right. And Nick Seam looks like he's going to take this face-off here with Barabanov lined up behind him. In the left wing face-off circle, Barabanov a left shot. We'll see what his path to the net is. Sema against Paquette. And the Storm captain wins this one instead. Here's Jenkin. Back out of the Guelph end, off the wall. Nice pass, picked up by Snellgrove. He trips over the blue line, but gets right back up. Fortunate break for the Spirit as Snellgrove tries to wheel that in front. Nobody home on the backside. Klepov moves this one up. Glove down by Sema as Klepov got hit. Barabanov down the wing. Shrugs off two Storm defenders. Cross-ice pass to Graydon Jones down out of the corner. This goes off the stick of Guelph's Hunter McKenzie. Now Miedema trying to steal it there from Klepov. Gets it up for Barabanov. Wysick will steal. Right back come the Storm, but stolen again by Klepov. Into the offensive end, Sema. Can't make heads or tails of that, so he just fires it back in. And now Jovanovski is out of his net to play it with 13:44 to go. Here in a tie third period. McKenzie gets run over by Josh Glavin. Wysick into the offensive end, kicks it out wide, and his shot against the grain goes out the other side. Glavin pokes it off the stick of Grant Spada. Knocks into Jacob Cloutier. Quick pass up looking for Levi Harper. Does not get its way out of the zone. Barabanov steals it right back and throws a saucer pass into the corner. But Trevor Thoyer's going to pick up here as Barabanov goes back to the Spirit bench. Back around the near side corner. Offensive zone for Saginaw. Josh Glavin pinching in. Trevor Thoyer there for Jacob Cloutier. Will McFadden, shouldered by Thoyer. Harmer gets into Grant Spada, trying to force a turnover. Back in behind it comes. Here's Carson Harmer. Backhanded pass up. Josh Glavin at the point. Throws that one off of Harmer. A little friendly fire. As the Storm have this one, it's Wysick. Stolen away before Singh could get to it. He gets hit. A little friendly fire there. Now a 3-on-1 for Cloutier, and he just sends it wide. All the way around it comes. Cloutier battling for it. Just soccers that puck Back for Jones, and now it's up to Harmer again. Inside the line, a good slip pass. Cloutier takes a shot, and a sliding block by Frassard. Cloutier in the corner. McFadden pulls it away from him. Beauchesne is on it here for the Storm. Gets past Sema, 3-on-2 at the line. McLean, a shot blocker to side by Stepan Shurigan. Jacob Cloutier going to be guilty of icing here. 12-10 to go in the third, and Chris Lazary is going to give it to Jacob Cloutier right now. He's going to stay on here. They'll get a quick break, though. Third period, tied at 2. A little less than 12 to go here. We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
12-10 left in the third period. A tie hockey game here between the Saginaw Spirit and the Guelph Storm, 2-2. And fortunately for the Spirit, they had that media timeout upcoming as Jacob Cloutier has iced the puck. So the face-off to come down into the right, Stepan Shurigan. Sema to take this face-off. Storm win it back. Frassard, the defenseman, down into the corner to the goal line, trying to jam it there. A good pad save. Unfazed was the Spirit netminder Shurigan. Carson Harmer backhands it in. Frassard to pick things up in behind Zachary Jovanovski. Eric Frassard, 6'4", 195, out from behind his goaltender. McLean tries to get this back past Valeris. Stevens back in behind the Saginaw goal now, as McLean can't get it back in front. Stevens there, swatted out of the air by Valeris. It comes to rest in front. Settled down by Shabinski, then top. This is Jenkin, high in the zone. Gets a shot through traffic and a save by Shurigan on a puck he never saw. Nick Sema out at center, hit by Stevens, but he got the puck into the offensive zone. Kicking after it to try and make sure it stays there. Around the net. Zach Jovanovski, it comes. Outlet pass as the Spirit try to sneak a line change. This goes back down behind Shurigan. Xander Valeris is there. Miroslav Shatan can't handle that puck. As this is taken now here by Hoponenko. Closed off by Valeris, and Cloutier in a dangerous area right in front of his own net. He skated into the blue paint a little bit there. As the Spirit get things down on Zach Jovanovski. He guides it to his defenseman, Rowan Top. Chipped in by Hoponenko. Shurigan drops it off in behind the Saginaw net. Levi Harper's in a battle right now. McKenzie one-hands his puck in front. A backhanded shot there by Serlin was blocked, and now Cloutier's going to try to steal. Kicks it up ahead to himself. He has a bad angle. He gets down to the Guelph goal line and trying to slip it in front. Goes off a body of Klepov there and wide and back in behind the Guelph net. Ryland Singh against Barabanov. Klepov tries to help out there. The Storm get it back up to their own blue line, and this is McKenzie up from center. It's a back in past Levi Harper. At the halfway point of the third period. 10:07 to go. 2-2. As Paquette moves things into the offensive zone here for the Storm. Forced wide by Josh Glavin. Paquette gets it back. Up to the left point. Frassard, a little half slapper. That one's off a body. Miedema in the corner. 3 points against Saginaw last weekend. Their team leading with 5 on the season. Paquette trying to spin it around. This is Beauchesne now. Just lays it into an area. Sebastian Gervais is there for Saginaw. Snellgrove steps off the wall, tries to bully his way to the front of the net. Nicely handcuffed there. So it's Barabanov back for Saginaw. Cross-ice pass. Glove down by Frassard. Now it's back onto the tape of Graydon Jones. Nice home run pass. He's got Popoy. Down the right wing, a shot. That one stopped by a pad save from Jovanovski. Popoy makes a pass to Gervais out of the corner. 9:17 to go in the third. Taken into the wall by Paquette. Now it's Gervais back and behind the Guelph goal. Try to slide it in front for Ryan Hanrahan. Gervais up the wall, knocked off the puck by Paquette. This one will be taken on the counterattack as Hanrahan gets back. And the Storm will throw things in and be guilty of icing here. 8:58 to go in the third. And the faceoff comes all the way down. There's some debris in front of the Spirit bench. Not entirely sure what all that is. Doesn't look like a mouth guard. It looks like some bits and pieces. 8:58 to go in the third. The official's going to pick it up. I'm not sure exactly what that was. And we are going to have a timeout taken here by Corey Stillman, the head coach of the Guelph Storm. After they were left in the defensive zone for quite some time. Halfway through this third period, shots on goal brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. 31-29 in favor of the Storm. Stepan Shurigan has looked fantastic in this game. So has Zachary Jovanovski, the Guelph goaltender. And these are two teams where their big guns from last year not around. Jet Luchenko in preseason action with the Philadelphia Flyers right now. The Storm don't know if they're going to get him back. Michael Misa in preseason action with the San Jose Sharks as they play the Vegas Golden Knights. Zane Parekh in preseason action with the Calgary Flames. And their returns are unknown, not probably likely if we had to put the odds on it. But again, we don't make odds. We just call the hockey game right now. But in the absence of those high-scoring players, new ones have stepped up. Nikita Klepov has the game-tying goal. His fifth of the season as Top moves things into the offensive end. Now it's stolen here by Jacob Pluche. 1 against 2 down the nice left wing. Tries to slip inside. Pluche away from Carter Stevens, then for Thoyer. And behind the net, Carson Harmer wheels it around. McFadden sprints over. Cuts that puck off. Against James Go, slips it on through. Here's McLean with Stevens alone in front. Pass was cut off by Harper from the seat of his pants. Reaches out with the stick. And this one goes up into the netting on a deflection. And a point shot from Spada. That one, I believe, goes off the toe of Jake Boucher. 8:20 left here in regulation. 2-2 it remains. Good work by Boucher to get that block. Trying to turn some offense back the other direction as well. Offensive zone face-off in the left wing for Serlin. Nick Sema on the other side of things. Serlin wins it back cleanly. McKenzie back for Spada. Long shot goes wide. Backhanded underneath. Skvortsov. Or Ilya Shabinsky, rather. Skvortsov was just shown on the video board as part of an in-game promotion. Shabinsky is shot from between the dots. This one bounces into the corner. Nick Sema off the glass, and it's gloved down here by Klepov on a stretch pass. 1 man against 2, and he gets run over by Hunter McKenzie. Good clean check as Klepov pops right back up, and here comes Shabinsky on the counterattack. Dropped off for Singh. In front, that one tipped on its way by Serlin over the net. Put back in front. Nobody in white can handle it. Here comes Barabanov. Right up the middle with Klepov. Cuts over, but they're offside. 7:38 to go in the third period. The faceoff to come outside the Guelph blue line. That was a hefty check by the back-checking Hunter McKenzie. Give him lots of credit. He came through with a full head of steam and right into Nikita Klepov, who saw him at the last second, braced for contact. No more puck for 98, though. 7:38 to go here in the third. Who will be the hero in this one? Saginaw. This is just the second time they go into the third period tied. This is back in behind their net now. Levi Harper gets taken down by Paquette. Look out, the puck comes back in front. Xander Valeris takes it out of a dangerous area. And this is Frassard to throw it back around. Offside or the Storm. This is the first time that they find themselves into a third period, or at least entering a third period tied. Mixed results for Guelph to start the season as well. A win on home ice, their home opener, their season opener against the Erie Otters. 6-2 and then 7-1 losses to Barrie and the Oshawa Generals when they were heavily out shooting Oshawa. And then they go into Saginaw and beat the Spirit convincingly. And right now in a tie game here with 7:07 to go in the third, they work their way out of their own defensive end. This one moved back in, meet him up. Kicks it back around. Brody Papoy. This back into the right wing corner. Papoy trying to get out of the Saginaw end. Ryan Hanrahan up the near side glass. Just pumped right back in, and it's Josh Glavins to handle. Miedema's on him. Forces a turnover back in front. McLean can't get a shot off. Good stick check by James Go. Good forecheck by Guelph's Miedema. This is put back down low. Go puts Paquette into the corner boards. Josh Glavin there too. 2 against 2. The dive for the puck, and now it's picked out by Papoy. Trying to do a give and go there with Hanrahan. The Storm put it right back down low. Paquette in front off a body, and that one shut down by the right pad of Shurigan. 6:14 to go in regulation. The Storm are setting up camp in the offensive zone, and a jam play in front by McFadden goes wide. Hanrahan on top of Stevens. McFadden comes out of the corner with it. Glavin doesn't have a stick. Stevens puts it in front, saved by Shurigan again. Top over. Jenkins, point shot, tipped out, and a save by Shurigan at the last second. The Storm have it again, finally. Touched by Gervais, and a penalty's coming. Hooking is the call. 5:50 left in the third period. The Spirit will be shorthanded for the 4th time tonight in a tie game when we come back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Hi, this is James Go, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM, WSGW.
5:50 left in the third period here from the Sleeman Center. 2-2 between the Saginaw Spirit and the Guelph Storm, and James Go is guilty of a hooking penalty. That'll send Saginaw to its 4th Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this game. Crossroads here. Gervais, Storch, Bartz, and Valeris. The penalty killers for Chris Lazary. Jenkins back at the center point. It came back out over the line, and they are offside. And that's the second strange offside for the Guelph Storm here in this game. That puck came back out a solid foot over the blue line. Jenkins tapped it back in and hesitated like he wanted to play it. Waited because he knew it was offside, and then touched it up anyway. This one from center. Shabinsky chases down Xander Valeris, and the Spirit defenseman with his top hand turned over like he was holding the boat oar, just able to scoot that puck back around. Nice little neuroplasticity there from Xander Valeris. Jenkins out of the Guelph zone. 30 seconds gone on the Storm power play. 5:17 to go in the third period of a tie game. Jenkins spins it back in and around behind the net of Shurigan. Off the far board, Stevens. Jammed after by Valeris. This one up the wall. Storch trying to steal, can't do it. Back down it comes. Barch not going to hesitate with this one. He can't get the puck out, though. Stevens has taken a stick up high. Delayed penalty is coming as Barch touches it up. Some undisciplined stick work there. It's a high sticking call against Gervais. Stevens' mouth guard is back at the Spirit end. 2-minute minor. Get a little lucky there. And it might be tough to feel lucky when you're down 5 against 3 for 1 minute and 2 seconds in the final 5 minutes of a tied game. However, it could have been 4. So Gervais is going to join James Go in the Spirit penalty box. A lot of pressure resting on the shoulders of Nick Sema, Josh Glavin, Graydon Jones, and Stepan Shurigan. 5 against 3 for 1 minute 2 seconds. Sema wins the draw off the tie-up. Paquette gets it back, though, and it's up to Singh. Over to Paquette. Ryland Singh. Over. Paquette again, left circle. Now for Serlin, they switch spots. Paquette in the face-off dot. They switch again. Now it's Singh. Waiting over Paquette. One-timer blocked by Graydon Jones. Sema gets the rebound away, but not out. McLean. Over the top it comes. Paquette. Back through for Singh. 32 seconds at 5-on-3. Faking the one-timer. Paquette changes the angle. Now Serlin in the left circle. Now back for Paquette. Top of the circles again. Back and forth with Singh. They go. Singh now near side. Here's McLean. Back over for Singh. Takes the shot. Tries to go back door. It's off the skate of Sema. Now Paquette down low. Serlin the shot. Fought off there by Shurigan. Back in behind the net it goes. Miedema for Singh. Over to Paquette. Shot that by Sema. Serlin's got it. Now rolling over the top. 5 seconds left on the James Go penalty. It's disrupted by Sema and comes back out to the neutral zone. Out of the box is James Go. He's going to give Paquette some trouble here. 5 against 4 for 52 seconds. Here's Miedema. Rolling down the far boards. Ryland Singh. Over to Paquette. Left wing circle. Takes a shot, and that one just slid wide. Back up top, Singh. Over Paquette. One-timer. Pat save. Rebound. Shurigan gets over to Rob McLean. Serlin. Back up to the right point. Ryland Singh. 33 on the power play. Tie game here with 3:20 to go in the third period. Singh for McLean up high. Here's Leo Serlin. A drop pass from McLean. Steps in, and that one's blocked by Nick Sema. Puck to the near boards. Nobody in blue knows where it is. Miedema's got it. High in the zone. Paquette, right circle. That's blocked by James Go, and Nick Sema clears the puck out to center. All 4 penalty killers will change for the Spirit. 5 seconds left on the Gervais high sticking penalty. Miedema over for Jenkins. Tab that penalty kill as out of the box is Gervais. Barch over on the far side boards. Guelph is still in the offensive end here, but back at 5-on-5. 2:40 to go in the third period, tied at 2. Igor Barabanov back up with speed. Here comes Gervais looking for some redemption. Back down below the Guelph goal line. Taken out of the play by Rowan Top. Noah Jenkins up the near side looking for Stevens. That's into the skates of Xander Valeris in front of the near side penalty box doors. McFadden tries to get around Klepov. Racing over is Trevor Thoyer, who cuts him off. Thoyer out of the near side corner of the Spirit end. Barabanov into his skates. Up for Klepov. Leading the zone, and Valeris offside. 2:05 to go in the third period. Phenomenal penalty killing by the Saginaw Spirit. Shot blocks for Graydon Jones, Nick Sema, and James Go. Couple of great saves. Step on Shurigan makes a pad save through traffic and then gets over to shut down Alex McLean with the chest. We talked about it earlier in the season. Shurigan is so fast laterally, especially for a goaltender at 6'5". He made that save look easy. It was not. The Storm move things back into the Spirit end. Inside 2 minutes left in regulation, tied at 2. O'Shane in the neutral zone against Sebastian Gervais. It comes back now onto the tape of Levi Harper. Then it's over for James Go, his defensive partner. That puck hops over the stick of Carson Harmer. And down for an icing. At an unfortunate time, that just hit the perfect rut in the ice. 1:41 left in regulation. The faceoff comes in Stepan Shurigan's neck of the woods. Chris Lasry's going to hang on to his timeout for right now. Corey Stillman of the Guelph Storm has already used his, but we would not expect him to be using it now because his team didn't ice the puck. Sebastian Gervais, big-time D-zone face-off win. James Go off the boards, looking for Cloutier. Carson Harmon's going to steal from Gervais, and now a chance in front. Gervais shoots, and a great save by Jovanovski. Gervais poked it off the stick of Beauchene and got the puck to Gervais. Now it's pinball back in behind the net. 1:20 to go in regulation. Nobody can move it from down below the goal line. Cloutier's got it. Up to the left point. Levi Harper trying to open a lane. Shot tipped wide off the stick of Beauchene. Gervais in the corner. Cloutier tries to jam it up the wall. Miedema's there for the Storm. Throws it back over. Beauchene. Final 60 seconds of the third. A steal from Harmer. High in the zone. Tries to shift through. He was handcuffed. Miedema. Back in from center. He and Harmer lock up a little bit. 50 seconds left as Josh Glavin steps out of the Spirit end. The pass is just ramped in by Nick Sema. Jovanovski back behind his own net. Klepov trying to steal. Spada gets there first off the glass. Pass Barabanov at center. Bartz to Jones. Back in for Seema with 35. Stevens in the neutral zone. Drops it off. Here comes McFadden down the right side. Trying to drive wide past Graydon Jones. He's taken back in behind the net of Shurigan. 23 seconds left. 2 against 2 now in the Spirit corner. The puck not moving. Hayden Bartz is trying to get a hand free. 14 now. Puck still hasn't moved. Bartz finally kicks it out. McLean moves it up the wall. And Bartz is just going to pin him there again. 6 seconds left. Puck not moving. Finally, it escapes the skates. And then Barabanov, and it's just right back into the pile, and that's it for regulation. Hayden Bartz and Parker Snellgrove, some shoves. The Spirit will go to overtime for the third time this season. 2-2. Extra hockey is next. We take a break, and we're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you choose Garber Chevy Linwood for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. Together, we're able to make a difference. And your new Chevy doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Lease your Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse for less in Linwood. Get a better overall experience at Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13 north of Bay City. Online, GarberLinwood.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
No goals were to be found in the third period. So 2-2 between the Saginaw Spirit and the Guelph Storm. We get to overtime. Guelph outshot Saginaw 10-5 in the third. Stepan Shurigan right now sitting at 34 saves on 36 shots. Zachary Jovanovski has stopped 28 out of 30 from Saginaw that have come his way. Our goaltenders duel, and the beneficiaries, well, you and me and everybody watching and listening at home and in this building. Fantastic hockey game. We get a little bit more of it. Saginaw, 0-1 in the shootout. They fell to the Flint Firebirds on home ice 2 weeks ago. Or 0-1 in overtime, I should say, to the Flint Firebirds. 0-1 to the Niagara Ice Dogs in the shootout last weekend. This is Guelph's first overtime game. Barabanov, Klepov, and James Go. Paquette, Snellgrove, and Ryland Singh for the Guelph Storm. 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. And the Storm control a rolling puck back in their own end. Ryland Singh. They're trying to set up shop. Snellgrove and Paquette weaving around in the Guelph end. Finally, Singh steps out with Klepov right in front of him. Gets back to the Guelph blue line and snaps one over for Snellgrove, and now finally he's going to escape out of the zone, trying to wind it up, trying to drive one-on-one with James Go. Snellgrove to the net, nicely poked away by the Spirit defenseman. Now put in front, looking for Singh. Couldn't get a shot off. Ryland Singh just inside the line. Floats that one off a couple of skates. This one taken back out by Charlie Paquette to the neutral zone. Storm get 2 fresh bodies on. Paquette lost it. McLean is on. Going to drive right up the middle here against James Go. Think better of it. Move back up to the top of the zone. 1 minute gone in overtime. McLean almost has this stolen by Klepov back in the Guelph end. Leo Serlin taken into the boards by Barabanov, who lost the puck. McLean back on a 2-on-1, 3-on-2. Now it's Beauchesne back over. Give and go. Beauchesne, great save by Stepan Shurigan from point-blank range. Serlin tries to take it to the net. He scores! Leo Serlin around the outstretched leg of Shurigan. The Guelph Storm take this one in overtime, 3-2. Boy, oh boy. An entertaining game and a dejected Spirit bench right now. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow. Stepan Shurigan makes some really fantastic saves in this one. Saginaw with points in 4 out of their first 5 games. But just not enough here as Leo Serlin carves his way to the net for his first goal of the season. And the winner here tonight, Saginaw will see the Guelph Storm in December. They'll have to pick up their toys and get back on the bus because they got the Owenstown attack at 4 o'clock tomorrow. 3-2, the Guelph Storm take this one in overtime. We're back after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, you can lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Wash away your cares on calm waters. Dip your pedals, set sail, or wander a while on scenic trails. Savor authentic local flavors, crafted by passionate chefs and made possible by the hands of our hardworking farmers. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today. Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Saginaw waits out the Storm through the third, but the overtime period proves to be too much as Guelph takes this one 3-2 in the extra time. Let's take a look back at the end of that one, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Saginaw buttoned up the defense early in the third as Guelph looked to press early on. Shurigan gets tested a couple of times. Nothing too dangerous early on, but he makes what saves he does make look good.
Fadden up to Singh. Storm in the offensive end, thrown over. Spada, long shot, tipped in. That one snatched out of the air by the glove of Stefan Shurigan.
Saginaw starts finding some shots on the opposing net, led by the second line for the most part, but nothing comes of it. They're kept largely in their own end, with the Storm putting shot after shot on target. Shurigan continues to hold them off with some nice saves, though.
Storm put it right back down low. Get in front off a body, and that one shut down by the right pad of Shurigan. Top over. Jenkins, point shot, tipped out, and a save by Shurigan at the last second.
14 minutes, 11 seconds in the third. Hooking on James Go puts Spirit on a pivotal penalty kill. Gervais sits for high sticking, making it 5-on-3 for just over a minute. The Spirit D keeps the shooting lanes closed to kill off 1 minute, and then they see off the rest with only 2 shots making their way towards the net. That springs a late push from the Spirit offense in the last few minutes, but nothing comes of that either, and we head to overtime in a 2-2 tie. Guelph finds their footing, pushes hard all the way through. A minute, 18 seconds in, Leo Serlin collects a puck from the corner. He cuts into the net front and flips in a shot to win it 3-2, assisted by Beauchesne and McLean.
Leo Serlin taken into the boards by Barabanov, who lost the puck. McLean back on a 2-on-1, 3-on-2. Now it's Beauchesne back over. Give and go. Beauchesne, great save by Stefan Shurigan from point-blank range. Serlin tries to take it to the net. He scores! Leo Serlin around the outstretched leg of Shurigan. The Guelph Storm take this one in overtime, 3-2.
Shots on goal in the third favored Guelph 10-5, and overtime they had the only 2 shots on net for a game total of 38-30. Scoring, it was just the one in the overtime. Leo Serlin, his first of the season, assisted by Quinn Beauchesne and Alex McLean. Got one more highlight for you. It's our My Michigan Health save of the game. It comes to us all the way back in the first period. We had a lot to choose from here tonight. Stefan Shurigan putting on a clinic, but some speed picking up in the first period. Shurigan comes up with 2 fantastic stops. After losing his stick, he punches one out of harm's way in the blue paint. Then it makes his way across to his right. He kicks out with the pad to make a huge stop.
Serlin centering feed the shot off the body and the goaltender, and sprawling, a save is made by Shurigan. Pops back out in front again. Shurigan made the stop from point blank on Shabinsky.
Stefan Shurigan with our My Michigan Health save of the game. 35 saves on 38 shots for tonight. Not a bad performance, even though Saginaw only walking away with 1 point. We're going to take one last look around the Ontario Hockey League. Now it's brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. All of these games most of these games have wrapped up. Not all of them quite yet. Brampton Steelheads shut out the Sioux Greyhounds 5-0 on home ice. It's a 6-3 win for the Brantford Bulldogs over the visiting Peterborough Petes. The Kitchener Rangers up 4-2 over the Owen Sound Attack, only halfway through the third period at this point. It is a battle in London between the Flint Firebirds and the Knights. Flint coming back to tie the game with just over 2 minutes remaining in regulation, and they're heading to overtime there 4-4. The Kingston Frontenacs come away with a 5-2 win on home ice over the Oshawa Generals. And in the third period right now, the Niagara Ice Dogs holding on to a tenuous 4-3 lead over the Sarnia Sting. The North Bay Battalion pull out a win 3-1 on the road over the Sudbury Wolves. That's all we've got for you here in the studio. We'll send you back to the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth now with Dylan Clark for our Applebee's 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Jonathan. Disappointing result here for the Saginaw Spirit from the Sleeman Center, but they do get a point. They have points in 4 out of their first 5 games to start the season. Our 3 stars of the game from this 3-2 overtime loss to the Guelph Storm. Again, like Jonathan said, brought to you by Applebee's. Stepan Shurigan, we said his name quite a bit in this game, finishes the night with 36 saves on 38 shots. He's your 3rd star. Zach Jovanovski outdueled him in the goaltending matchup. 30 shots went his way. He made 28 saves. 1st star of the game with a goal. It's the game winner and an assist as well. Leo Serlin, he is your number 1 star as the Guelph Storm knock off the Saginaw Spirit in back-to-back hockey games. Nick Seaman, Nikita Klepov had the 2 Saginaw goals, and it's back on the bus, and they head north to Owen Sound, the Silver Lining. Again, you get a bounce-back performance from your goaltender. A lot more to like in terms of compete from the Spirit in this game. They're trending in the right direction as they try to march into an identity here. And again, if you're looking at the Owen Sound and the Kitchener game right now, no shortage of penalties of the roughing variety. Lots of penalty minutes back and forth in between those 2 hockey teams. So if you're Saginaw, you're hoping the Kitchener Rangers take a couple of more pieces out of the Owen Sound attack. Like Jonathan said, Owen Sound trailing Kitchener 4-2 right now. They're trying to stay unbeaten as they wait for Saginaw back at home tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Our coverage of tomorrow's game, like we said, 4 o'clock puck drop. That'll start at 3:50. As your Applied Innovation look ahead, Owen Sound tomorrow. Sunday, they wrap up the road trip with the Oshawa Generals at 6:05. And then back at home next Saturday, a standalone game against the Kitchener Rangers. It'll be our Ice Out Cancer Night at the Dow Event Center presented by My Michigan Health. But for right now, 3-2, the final score, an overtime loss to the Guelph Storm. Special thanks to Jonathan and all the work that he does back in the studio. My name is Dylan Clark. Special thanks to all of you for listening along with us tonight. Good night, Saginaw. We'll talk to you tomorrow in Owen Sound.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Storm Master Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.